Jansen Junk of the Miami Marlins hosting the New York Yankees for 3 games this weekend. Ocean Bank starting lineup for the visitors without Aaron Judge. It'll be Grisham, Dominguez, and Bellinger, followed by Stanton, Chisholm, Goldschmidt, McMahon, the newcomer from Colorado, Volpe, and then Austin Wells, the starting 9 for Aaron Boone's New York Yankees tonight. And on the mound for the Miami Marlins, making his 8th start of the season and his first career start against the Yankees, it's the right-hander Jansen Junk.
Yeah, and we always tell you, don't blink when Jansen Junk is on the mound. A lot of strikes, 44 strikeouts, and 5 walks in his 60 1/3 innings. We'll take a look and tell you about his arsenal that he'll show against the New York Yankees in this one tonight. He'll use the 4-seamer a little bit more than the slider. The sweeper's been a good pitch for him, curveballs and changeups. But the main thing is that most of those pitches, Jansen Junk is able to control in the strike zone. And I would have to think, Kyle, maybe a little extra from Jansen Junk, because back in 2017, he was a 22nd round pick of guess what team? The New York Yankees.
Made his first 2 major league appearances of 2024 with the New York Yankees. His battery mate tonight is another former Yankees farmhand, Agustin Ramirez, who was traded last summer by the Yankees to the Marlins in a deal that sent Jazz Chisholm Jr. to the Bronx. Ready to go on a Friday night here in South Florida. Great to be back home. Great to be back with you. Marlins are rolling. The Yankees are in town, and we're underway. It's 7:12 Eastern Time. Trent Grisham leads things off for the Yankees, hitting .247 this season out of the leadoff spot. 18 home runs and 40 runs driven in.
It's really been an interesting turnaround season for Trent Grisham, who last year hit .190, had just 9 home runs in his 76 games. He surpassed all that already.
He's got the 18 home runs this season after hitting 9 in 76 games last year.
And he always brings that Gold Glove defense to center field.
Yes, he does. He's in center field tonight for the Bronx Bombers. It's the 0-2 misses low, and they are Bombers. They've got 174 home runs this season. That is good for first in all of Major League Baseball. Yankees have won each of their last 3 games and 4 of their last 5. They played tonight 3.5 games back of the division leading Toronto Blue Jays, who boat raced the entire American League East in the month of July.
Yeah, the Yankees just finished up that 4-game home series against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Beginning of that homestand featured the Phillies. They lost that series. Chopper to first. Eric Wagaman sits back on it, flips it to Junk, and there's one away.
Love watching Jansen Junk too. Defensively, we'll show you the defense, but he always covers first base well. Let's see what the defense looks like. Brought to you by Racetrack. There's Kyle Stowers. How about making your Major League debut? Jacob Marcy in center field, and Myers moves over to right. That tells you a little bit about Marcy's defense. Sanoa, Lopez, Edwards, and Wagaman around the infield, and Agustin Ramirez behind the plate.
There is Jacob Marcy making his Major League debut in front of a near sold-out crowd here at Lone Depot Park tonight. Could you imagine standing in center field, taking a moment, looking around, trying to take it all in? Meanwhile, Mom and Dad are crying up in the stands.
They were crying before he took the field.
Mom's trying to take the edge off.
That's okay, Mom.
Mom's a nervous wreck. Dad doesn't know what to think. My son is playing for the Miami Marlins, making his Major League debut against the 27-time World Series champion New York Yankees. Special night.
By the way, this guy at the plate, and I was talking a little bit to Agustin Ramirez. He played in the minor leagues coming up with the Dominguez a little bit. He also played with Volpe a little bit.
Dominguez with a chopper out to second. Edwards takes care of that. There's 2 away. A couple of ground ball outs for Jansen Junk to start this one. Had an opportunity to chat with Junk. I was sitting on the bench with him in Milwaukee, and I said, what do you think has changed for you? He goes, I'll tell you one big thing. I'm out of options, and I knew, hey, there's nowhere to send me unless you're going to DFA me or put me on waivers. I'm up here to play. I'm up here to pitch. I'm comfortable. He said last season with Milwaukee, he was constantly up and down. It was hard for him to find his footing. He said, as a guy out of options, I'm going to let it rip.
Oh, and there's something about that confidence, what it does. And you can see it every time he takes the mound.
Nobody on and 2 out here in the top of the first. Here is Cody Bellinger, the veteran outfielder. He's riding a 5-game hitting streak as Bellinger. Had a really good month of July, hit .323 with 8 homers and 20 runs batted in. He's got 20 homers on the season. There's a fly ball in the air, deep down the right field line, hooking foul into the seats.
You know what, Kyle, I was looking at some of the splits of Cody Bellinger, and it's interesting. He's really taking advantage of right field at Yankee Stadium. Bellinger has 14 of his 20 home runs and an OPS about 200 points better at home.
Well, he lifts this in the air to left, and that's going to be a perfect 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Jansen Jung. No score after a half inning of play here at Lone Depot Park tonight. Left-hander Carlos Rodon will make his 23rd start of the season in tonight's series opener here in Miami. 22 starts, 11 wins, 7 losses, and a 3.18 ERA for the veteran left-hander. Ocean Bank starting lineup for the Marlins. It'll be Edwards, Ramirez, and Hernandez at the top. Lopez, Myers, and Stowers in the middle. Wagaman, Sonoha, and Jacob Marcy again making his major league debut. Batting ninth for Clayton McCullough here this evening.
Now, one thing we know that Rodon has that good slider. The umpire's talking something over, not sure quite yet. We love to show you the arsenal early on. He's a guy that'll use mainly 3 pitches: the 4-seamer, the slider, the changeup, few sinkers and curveballs, not too many, but the slider is his pitch. Hitters do not hit that well. 133. I will say one thing though, he's allowed 18 home runs. So if he makes a mistake with the slider, the 4-seamer, he's been giving up the long ball. And we got time to give you the scouting report on the 32-year-old left-hander. Reaping the benefits. The Yankees signed him to a pretty large contract, but the last couple of years they've reaped the benefits. Yes, he has that elite slider, and this is his 3rd year in pinstripes.
Well, there's some type of issue downstairs before we can get going here in the bottom of the first. Alan Porter visited Aaron Boone, and then he went over to chat with Clayton McCullough. And now the home plate umpire Chris Siegel is standing off to the right of the catcher Austin Wells. Sometimes there are communication issues maybe downstairs in the dugout or the review area.
Or if the pitch clock is working all right. Racetrack will bring you the defense. Dominguez, Grisham, and Bellinger in the outfield. Grisham and Bellinger with gold gloves. Left side of the infield, McMahon, Volpe, Jazz, and Paul Goldschmidt, the veteran. Austin Wells behind the plate.
Here's Xavier Edwards to lead things off tonight for the Marlins. He watches strike one from Rodon. Edwards hit .324 in July over 25 games, had an .832 OPS. Marlins coming off a really nice road trip through Milwaukee and St. Louis. Certainly had a chance to sweep that Milwaukee series. And they bounced back after a Game 1 loss against the Cardinals by winning the following 2 to win that series. That concluded on Wednesday night. Edwards was 8 for 25 on the road trip with a double and a triple out of the leadoff spot.
And also playing teams over 500. The Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals.
It's a good Brewers ball club the Marlins faced. Nearly had a chance to sweep them. The 0-2 to Edwards is hit softly foul. Well, last time out for Carlos Rodon, made his 22nd start of the season on Sunday versus Philadelphia. Earned his 11th win of the season, went 5 1/3, allowed 3 runs, all earned on 4 hits. Allowed 3 homers, you mentioned, susceptible to the long ball. That is banged out towards second. Hey, it's the former Marlin, Jazz Chisholm Jr., who's right there to put it away for out number 1.
Last time out for Rodon. Talking about his start against the Philadelphia Phillies, 4 hits and 3 runs. Had 8 strikeouts. The Marlins have seen him, but kind of sporadically. They saw him in 2016, again in 2022, and then one time last year.
There is Agustin Ramirez, the former Yankee, and he watches a called strike. An interesting note on this weekend series, and I don't know who it's more advantageous for. Maybe it's the Yankees. Not a single one of these Miami Marlins will have ever faced any of the 3 weekend starters here for the Yankees. That begins with Rodon tonight. It'll be Schlittler tomorrow, and then Luis Gil, who's coming off the injured list on Sunday for Aaron Boone's bunch. Yanks are playing better lately. They had a busy trade deadline. Building back up that bullpen as Ramirez sends one foul.
Talking a little bit with Pedro Guerrero about Agustin. The average has gone down a little bit, but he still maintains when he gets some base hits. It's a double. It's driving in a run. He'd like to see him just get rid of that chase a little bit too much is what he's been doing. When he gets good pitches to hit, he has good swings.
Ramirez batting out of the number 2 spot in the batting order for the 26th time this season here tonight. He was 4 for 25 on the road trip with a pair of doubles and a homer, accounting for 3 extra base hits. 2-2 swung on and missed. There's some of that chase you're talking about. First strikeout of the ballgame for Rodon, his 148th of the season.
Well, I tell you what, Rodon has made a living on hitters chasing that slider. Drops it down and in, goes backdoor a little bit with it, but that's his signature pitch. Then he'll go upstairs with a heater. Last year, a 16-game winner for the Yankees.
He's made 3 career starts against the Marlins, 2 wins, no losses, and a 2.12 ERA. Here's Heriberto Hernandez now for the Marlins. 17 total innings career-wise for Rodon against the Marlins. He's allowed 4 runs all earned. He's never surrendered a homer to Miami. And again, what's amazing, you see that video from last April, but not a single one of those guys still with the ball club. So all these Marlins getting their first crack at Rodon in their careers here tonight. 5th time this season, Heriberto Hernandez will bat 3rd on the lineup card for Clayton McCullough. Had a couple big homers on that road trip. 2 homers, 5 runs batted in. Had a big series in Milwaukee. Ended up 3 for 14 on the trip. As he watches ball 3. Well, Rodon's a guy, he's tossed at least 5 innings in all 22 of his starts this season. He's tied with Boston's Garrett Crochet for the most such starts in the major leagues this season.
Carlos Rodon actually spent the first 8 years of his life here in Miami. He was born in Miami, but then moved on up to North Carolina, went to high school up there.
Played his college ball at North Carolina State University as Hernandez bounces one to the backhand of the newcomer McMahon at 3rd. He'll throw to 1st, handled by Goldschmidt, and the side is retired. Back here in Miami, scoreless as we go to the top of the 2nd inning. Giancarlo Stanton returns to Miami tonight, where he spent his first 8 seasons.
For the New York Yankees, designated hitter number 27, Giancarlo Stanton.
Nice applause for the former Marlin. He's had 112 career homers here at Lone Depot Park in his career, which is nearly twice as many as any other player. Marcell Ozuna at 58, but he does have not a single homer in 8 games here at Lone Depot Park since joining the New York Yankees.
And of course had that tremendous 2017 season, 59 home runs.
It's a career lifetime 293 hitter here at Lone Depot Park. Big hack there, 994 OPS. Again, 112 career home runs here in Miami. It's over 385 games played here in South Florida. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 2nd, the 1-2 in the dirt.
Yeah, most hitters will tell you they love the background, the batter's eye here at Lone Depot. Very comfortable to see. Nice ballpark to hit in.
2-2 coming here from Junk to Stanton. And he swings and misses at a fastball. Strike 3, 4 up and 4 down for Junk.
I think sometimes maybe hitters think they're going to see Junk. That time Giancarlo saw some good fastballs and mixed in with some sliders, but he put him away with a perfectly painted fastball.
And from one former Marlin to another now, here is Jazz Chisholm Jr., who was traded by the Marlins last July for the man that's currently situated behind home plate right now, and Augustine Ramirez. Jazz hitting .245 on the year for the Bronx Bombers, 18 homers.
He's done a nice job, and he's done what they've asked of him. He's played third base, did a little bit of that last year and this year as well. But now with McMahon over there, Jazz solid over at second.
I was asking around earlier today. For what I was told, the one guy that he really looks up to is the captain, and Aaron Judge. Tries to follow in those footsteps, kind of follows him. Not everywhere, but Jazz has a great deal of respect for the Yankees captain, Aaron Judge, who's currently on the injured list with a strained elbow flexor. The Yankees are hopeful to get him back, and he'll serve primarily as the designated hitter on Tuesday. And the Yankees are in Arlington playing the Rangers. Jazz lofts one into shallow left. The all-star Kyle Stowers has got it. Make sure you stream every out-of-market game live or on demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
By the way, Kyle, that'll give the Yankees and Aaron Boone and his staff quite a dilemma when Judge comes back, who will only DH, we've been told. Giancarlo has not played the outfield in 2 or 3 years. Doesn't move around. So that eliminates Stanton as the DH.
That's a predicament for Aaron Boone. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. And a sweeper misses outside. Ball 1. Goldie hitting .282 for the Yankees. And his 15th major league season is Goldschmidt. Former MVP. 7-time All-Star. Make sure you stick around. Joining us at the bottom of the second inning will be Marlins manager Clayton McCullough. And lately, every time he hangs out with us, the runs for the Marlins have come in bunches. Ball and 2 strikes, the count on Goldschmidt as Junk kicks and fires a fastball. It's popped foul.
This is a guy, Paul Goldschmidt, been just a quality player on and off the field, a tremendous person, and he's putting together those Hall of Fame type numbers.
I agree. 15 years, 8 with the Diamondbacks, 6 with the Cardinals. First season in the Bronx.
Rod Allen and I were talking about it before the game, and Rod gave me a good comparison. Freddie Freeman and Paul Goldschmidt, very similar right now in their numbers.
4-time Gold Glover. He's won a Silver Slugger on 5 different occasions. He's got a terrific eye at the plate as the count goes full on him here. Hasn't really been a guy that has slowed down a whole lot. He hit .245 last season in 154 games with the Cardinals. He's at .282 right now through 102 games with the Yankees.
You know, the one area that you look, though, the last 2 or 3 years, his OPS has gone down.
Yes.
Each of those years.
Having a little bit of a bounce back this season for New York. About to see his 8th pitch here from Junk. And here it comes. And that is called. Strike 3 at the knees. Couple of strikeouts and a perfect second for Junk. The manager will join us next. Well, back here at Lone Depot Park, scoreless after an inning and a half of play with Tommy Hutton. I'm Kyle Seeloff. Kelly Sacco downstairs with us tonight as well. We welcome on the manager now and the skipper, Clayton McCullough. Clayton, how you doing? It's nice to have you on. You know, whenever you're on, we score runs.
Well, that's great. Let's hope that continues.
What have the last 24 hours been like for you, Clayton? I think it was a little unnerving for everybody, I'm sure.
I think just the uncertainty. I mean, again, so much what you hear and read is speculation, more smoke. But certainly realizing there was potential for some things to happen, and I think a lot of our guys in the clubhouse were very excited about, still being Marlins and being here and hopefully continuing on the caliber of play we've had the last few months. So there were a number of very excited players and staff with how things turned out.
How closely, especially on the off day, the way it turned out, how closely do you follow some of the rumors and some of the trades that are made?
I mean, I was in contact with Peter leading up to throughout, and as things were going down during the day, I didn't follow it a whole lot. I had spent some time with my family, and you figure a lot of things that were going to go down were going to, and as it got closer to the 6 p.m. deadline, tune in a little bit, follow a little bit more closely with all the activity, but that was really it.
Tell you what, Clayton, it was an absolute thrill to watch earlier this afternoon as so many names on your ball club that were rumored to be going elsewhere. They walked back into the clubhouse, greeted to a round of applause, hugs. But I think and I think you would agree with this, these guys really care about one another, which has been amazing to watch this season.
Absolutely, they do. And you never like to see a teammate have to go. And for a lot of these, you think it's, everybody hypes up the trade deadline, but also you're talking about people having to relocate their families and the uncertainty that follows that. And for a number of individuals, this is what they've just known is being a Marlin. And I think they're very excited about where we are and the direction that we're going and wanting to be a part of that. So I think while the baseball world gets very excited, the human side of people is it's a stressful time.
Ground ball out to the shortstop, Anthony Volpe. He takes care of Otto Lopez for out number 1.
Yeah, I think seeing the reaction of some of the players, especially Edward Cabrera there, I think it accentuates the way these guys feel, how they want to be here.
Absolutely. I mean, they see their names getting, tossed around and the speculation, but I think, deep down that they wanted to be Marlins. Again, they have enjoyed their time, here in the past and certainly this year, and the opportunity to still continue on here and be a part of what we have going on meant a lot to them. I think as a clubhouse, these guys are very close. They pull for each other, through the good and the bad, and the ball's hit good.
Come on, Clayton. Come on. Onto the track. I thought maybe you'd give us one. Ball was hit, though, hard by Myers. Hey, Clayton, earlier this afternoon, we saw Lenny get his ALCS championship ring from the New York Yankees. We're showing some video of it right now. Now, do you pull him into your office and show him your World Series ring, or how does that conversation go?
You know what? I did. I showed off the World Series championship ring to Lenny and others when I received that. I didn't get a chance. I didn't go look at the second place ring from Lenny, but a great accomplishment, American League champions. But there's only one a year that only one team gets the big one.
This is the Torpedo Bat Series.
Yeah, it is. I saw Goldschmidt up there with a torpedo and some other guys, and I said, Lenny, you know what? Let's. It's quite an accomplishment. You being getting that invented and throughout baseball. Let's just hope that it works better for our guys than them this series.
Clayton, as quick as you can, a scouting report on Jacob Marcy.
Yeah, we think he's going to be. It's a good defender, can play all three. Base stealer plus speed, aggressive, so adds a lot of athleticism to our roster. And offensively, he's always been someone that controlled the strike zone. He's cut down on his strikeouts this year and also tapped into some power. So we think from an offensive upside, it's controlling the zone with the ability to maybe tap into some more impact.
Well, he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. That's a guy with 47 stolen bases in the minor leagues this season. As Stowers swings and misses to retire the side. Thanks so much for the time, Clayton. We'll chat with you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Clayton.
Scoreless after 2 here at Lone Depot Park. And I'll tell you what, it's nice to be back home where there's a sea breeze down here in Miami. It was scorching hot.
You didn't get that breeze in St. Louis, huh, Tom?
Baby.
You get it off the Mississippi.
Sweltering. Not much of a breeze coming off the river there in St. Louis. Scoreless as we go to the top of the third. Ryan McMahon leading things off for the Yankees. 8 for 20 with the Yankees. No homers, hitting .400 after he was traded by the Rockies to the Bronx just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, he's been a guy that the Yankees really been looking for. He's solid defense, no question, at third. He'll give you home runs. He's averaged about 22, 23 home runs the last 4 years. There is some swing and miss there, though, often.
30-year-old out of Yorba Linda, California. He's actually in the middle of a 6-year, $70 million deal that he signed with the Rockies that'll take him through 2027. This is his 9th major league season already for the sure-handed third baseman. There's a weak ground ball to second. 7 up, 7 down for Jansen Junk as we check in with Kelly.
Kyle, a lot to like from the month of July, where the Marlins finished with a record of 15-10. Clayton McCullough said the thing that stood out to him the most was the pitching. As we take a look at our stats with Lowe's, it's easy to see why. Marlins pitching staff as a whole, best across Major League Baseball with a combined 2.60 ERA. The starters leading the way with that 2.82 ERA, and the relievers second best in baseball with a 2.22 ERA. Clayton said the pitchers, they were just terrific. They really pounded the zone, and their ability to suppress runs was most impressive. Chatting with the guys in the bullpen over the last week and Sandy earlier today, it really is just a group of guys who have really gelled and support each other day in and day out. Tommy, what stood out to you most?
Well, just to back up what you were saying, yeah, the pitching was outstanding. There's a nice out right there. But Cabrera, Junk, Quantrill, and Yuri Perez all had ERAs under 3 in the month of July. And Sandy's, just because of the one poor start, but he had 2 really good starts the last 2 times out. Bender, an ERA, 14 games. How about an ERA of 0? Fauché, 1.86. The other thing that stood out were the guys that gave innings out of the bullpen at times. Tyler Phillips had 4 innings in Milwaukee, and Beozo did it at times. And how about Jansen Junk? He's just working fast.
Perfect 3 innings. Now we'll be on a delay tomorrow. Eric Wagman leads things off for the Marlins here in the third. So 6 up and 6 down for Rodon. Yeah, it's not nearly as good as 9 up and 9 down. First time through the order for Jansen Junk. Wagman, Sanoha, and Marcy to bat. Here in the bottom of the third.
It's a pretty good changeup. It's not one of his primary pitches, but every once in a while he'll use it, and that was a good one that just missed.
Wagman had a slow July. He hit 155 over 21 games, but here's the good news. He does have a hit in 4 of his last 5, starting to see a little bit more of the power that we saw early in the season.
Yeah, there are 2 guys I'd like to see really kind of get things turned around. Obviously, they would like to see it too, is Wagman and Dane Myers.
And he swings and he unloads on one deep in the air down the left field line. Dominguez into the corner, and he made the catch. And now a message for you from Doral Kia.
Doral Kia is loaded with over 500 new Kia models in stock now. Test drive a new 25 Kia Sportage today. Doral Kia. Drive for less. Drive Doral.
All right, 7 up and 7 down now for Carlos Rodon. Here is Javier Sanoja. We just showed you a shot of Jacob Marcy making his major league debut tonight. He is standing in the on-deck circle. Javier Sanoja has got a hit in 5 of his last 7 games, batting .316. He is starting at third base tonight for the 10th time this season. Only thing he hasn't done is played right field and catch. He's even played a little first, and of course we've seen him on the mound.
Speaking of third base, I was talking to Connor Norby a little bit. He's doing what he can. He's swinging one-handed, some flips. He's been able to throw, been able to run.
Although we won't see him the remainder of the season. Griffin Conine starting to come around. He's hitting a little bit, which is encouraging. 2-1 coming to Sanoja. Might have gone around, and he did. And That's a punch down for Carlos Rodon, and here comes Jacob Marcy making his major league debut.
The center fielder, number 87, Jacob Marcy.
I'm telling you what, Kyle, you can't feel your feet right now if you're Jacob Marcy standing in the box.
Plays off a first pitch sinker in his first major league plate appearance. He was having a really good season. He was the AAA leader in stolen bases. He was third in walks. Has a terrific guy at the plate. Ground ball outside of first and foul by Marcy.
There are not many more tougher matchups. Lefties hitting just 157 against Carlos Rodon.
You see the family there in your bottom right hand corner of your screen. Everybody on their feet. Jacob can't feel his feet. Mom and dad can't feel theirs. 1-1 coming. Now, he is currently ranked Miami's 10th best prospect per MLB Pipeline, who's also tabbed the system's best strike zone discipline and is the best defensive outfielder per Baseball America.
24-year-old out of Central Michigan.
Among all Marlins farmhands, he ranks first in homers, walks, extra base hits, and total bases this season. And he lays off a fastball, ball 3.
A couple of good takes those last 2 pitches, and considering the circumstances, even better.
I think there might be a few ball players from Central Michigan University watching this one tonight. He was originally selected by the Padres in the 6th round of 2022. There'll be a few Chippewas taken in this one this evening. 3-2, putting together a good at bat, and he watches it outside, ball 4.
Great job. I'll tell you what, when we're in the situation he's in, major league debut, riding high, you want to swing. You want to swing. And he took 3 borderline pitches just off the plate, as patient as you've seen a veteran hitter do.
They really do believe that he can be a real good one. And he's got those 47 stolen bases down in AAA this season to lead the league. And the lefty Rodon on the mound. Wells behind the plate, catching his 79th game with a pretty good arm. Yankees have good defensive catchers. Here is Edwards, shows bunt and watches it high, ball 1.
The thing that you get when you have Marcy in the lineup and Xavier at the top, you've got back-to-back speedsters.
It's bouncy at first.
I'm sure Tyler Smarslock went over the delivery, the moves of Rodon with Marcy.
Marlins have been a very aggressive team on the base pass all season long. Something that they've also preached, not just to be fast, but if we're going to run the bases, we're going to run them really well. There's ball 2 to Edwards.
Rodon changes it up. He's quick. He was quick that time. Not a high leg kick. Carlos Rodon, a 3-time All-Star.
Wells is not scared to throw behind the plate. He's already caught 17 stealing this season.
Yeah, this is a tough combo. You saw the difference in delivery that time, so that's how he changes it up. And then you have Wells behind the plate.
He didn't go. Now the count is full, and Marcy will get loosened up at first. You know, another thing you might see in this series, as a fan, you might say, how do the Yankees keep getting those strikes? The Yankees catchers rank 2nd in the major leagues in strike rate, and they're tied for 2nd with 12 catcher framing runs. They're really good at stealing strikes behind the plate. Keep that in mind as this weekend goes on. 3-2 hit foul, will do it again.
certain things you like to see. I'll tell you what I'd like to see right here, Kyle. I'd like to see a gapper so we can watch Jacob Marcy run.
I would love that. Well, Marcy with blistering speed at first. 7th pitch coming here from Rodon to X. Swing and a miss. Inning over. Rodon works around the 2-out walk. Marlins baseball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Amazon Pharmacy. Healthcare just got less painful. With the sun setting on a perfect Friday night here in Miami, things really starting to heat up inside of Lone Depot Park. Jacob Marcy, how about a plate appearance that results in a walk in your first ever trip to the plate in the show? Very patient, got himself on first. Here's Jansen Junk, who needed only 7 pitches to get through the 3rd. He's at 38 total pitches now through 3+. He's got 4 ground ball outs. Second time through the order now beginning for Junk against these Yankees. Got Grisham to ground out to first in the 1st.
Yeah, we talked about Jansen Junk having been a 22nd round pick of the Yankees. He spent about 5 years in their organization, mostly rookie ball, A ball, little double A, and then traded on to the Los Angeles Angels.
1-1 to Grisham is ripped to right. Myers in the corner. Grisham will stop at first. That was played nicely by Dane. Now a message from FPL.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long, training teams to act at a moment's notice. FPL, working for you every single day.
Well, making just his 8th start in right field tonight is Dane Myers.
Yeah, that ball had double written all over it had it not been played so nicely by Dane, who has that strong throwing arm too.
Single for Grisham, a double play in order now with Dominguez at the plate. Having a good rookie season among qualified major league rookies. He's tied for first in runs scored, ranked 2nd in stolen bases. He's got 24 multi-hit games. First among American League rookies. He's drawn 35 walks, very patient at the plate as well. There's been a lot of scrutiny about his left field defense, but he has produced at the plate.
Yeah, pretty patient for a 22-year-old. He's hitting 6 of his last 7.
He played in 8 games in 2023, 18 last year. This is his 91st this season. That's grounded through the right side for a base hit. So 2nd time through the order. Not exactly how Jansen Junk wanted to start it. 1st and 2nd now with nobody out for Bellinger.
Well, you always have that hole open with the first baseman covering, holding the runner on. So left-handed hitters, Dominguez a switch hitter. He was able to find that hole, struck that ball solidly.
So a runner in scoring position here for Bellinger. This is where he has thrived this season, hitting .326 with 4 doubles, a triple, 6 homers, and 46 runs batted in with runners in scoring position as he watches strike 1. 6th in the American League in slugging. 0 for 1 tonight.
Well, he's done a lot in his career. Rookie of the Year, MVP. A couple of All-Star games, a Gold Glove.
What's always surprised me about him, with that big long swing from the left side, he's actually got the reverse splits. He hits .260 against righties with .346 against lefties for whatever reason.
Well, he had those tremendous years, of course, the MVP year with the Dodgers, and then an extreme tail off, and then kind of found things a little bit last year with the Cubs.
He's the only major league player ever to have a 20+ home run season with the Dodgers, the Cubs, and now the Yankees. Big crowd here at Lone Depot Park tonight. 1-2 coming. Somehow got a piece of that to stay alive.
How about the storied franchises he's been able to play with?
Dreamy. Cubs, Dodgers, Yankees. 5 seasons with 20+ homers with 3 different clubs. 1-2.
Well, I tell you what, Jansen Junk keeps staying in there and going inside. There's no way Bellinger can hit that ball fair, but he keeps himself alive by pulling it foul. Let's see if Jansen stays there or goes away. Went away with a good changeup and a quality swing just to foul that ball off.
Oh, this is exactly why he's hit safely in 27 of his last 30 games. He just hangs around, just hangs tough, finds a way to get a base hit. And again, the 1-2 coming from Junk to Bellinger. In the air to right, Myers going back, and he's got it shy of the wall. Grisham will go to third. Strong throw in from Myers. Bellinger just missed a 3-run homer that would have been his 21st of the season.
Well, we talked about his splits, home and road. This one's deep into the seats at Yankee Stadium.
Third deck.
At home, 14 of his 20 home runs and hitting .310. Not so on the road. Stayed in the ballpark.
You know, the double play is still in order, and here is Giancarlo Stanton, who doesn't run that well anymore. If Junk could get something on the ground. But the runner takes off. Here's the throw down to second base. It's not in time. And a stolen base for Dominguez, who now has a team leading 17 for the Yankees, who have second and third with 1 out.
Well, a big play for the Yankees because that takes them out of a double play situation. I like the fact that the Marlins went ahead and threw the ball through with Augustine.
Infield defense back, 0-1. Stanton returned and played for the first time this season on June 16th. He's hitting 6 in a row. Hit .284 in July with 8 homers. Stanton back where it all started. This for the Marlins organization. Swing and a missed good slider.
Good slider there. Remember, he struck him out swinging on a good fastball back in the second inning.
Jansen Junk trying to battle his way through the fourth in a scoreless game. 2-2. 3-0. So 113 home runs now for Giancarlo Stanton here at Lone Depot Park.
Number 438 in his career on a hanging slider, middle of the plate. Deep breath. He didn't want that fastball again. He didn't get it. He got the slider.
That's his first here now in 9 games since joining the Yankees. He's got 5 homers. Now 10 runs batted in over his last 9 games.
Yeah, Jansen Junk would love to have that pitch back.
We've seen that a few times. Here's Jazz. It's a ball and a strike.
Still at 35 years old. Has that quick bat and unbelievable exit velocity.
The active home run leaders in Major League Baseball. The only guy with 400 plus. Trout's got 397. Goldschmidt and Judge both on that list. Judge obviously coming in a hurry. Machado and Freeman on the board as well. Number 438 for Giancarlo.
Boy, the way Manny Machado's been hitting lately, he may get there in a hurry.
Yeah, no kidding. He's been on a roll. So 3-0 Yankees here in the fourth. Foul by Jazz. So after he was perfect the first time through the order, Junk is allowed 3 hits, including the 3-run homer. He's got just 1 out here in the fourth. Having to work hard here in the fourth inning. Edwards has this. Jazz is out. There's 2 away.
It's a simple little thing, but a good job by Eric Wagaman on that chopper, going to the bag and not going after the ball and putting the pitcher. Watch how he knows where Xavier's playing. See, a lot of first basemen where that ball's hit will run over to try to catch it, and he could have caught it, but then he has to flip it to Junk covering the bag. So that tells me he knows where his second baseman's playing.
Wagaman making his 65th start of the season at first base tonight. Two strikes now on Goldschmidt, who's 0 for 1 this evening. Nothing on the Stanton homer. It's now 175 home runs for the Yankees as a team this season. They're also 8th in the league in doubles, 9th in triples. They can also run 16th in stolen bases.
Well, to put the home run total in perspective, to show you how the Marlins have been winning games in different ways. The Marlins have hit 99 compared to what, 175 for the Yankees.
There's called strike 3 on Goldschmidt, and the inning is over. 3-run homer by Stanton. It's 3-0 New York. Now, Giancarlo Stanton, 3-run home run here in the top of the fourth inning, has given the Yankees an early 3-0 lead in Game 1 of this 3-game weekend series. It'll be Augustin Ramirez, the former Yankees farmhand, to lead off the bottom of the fourth.
We'll see how the Marlins approach Rodon second time around now.
Good eye by Ramirez. 2 balls and no strikes. One thing that we have seen so much of this season that the Marlins have been really good at, Hut, is responding.
This would be a good inning to respond.
It's interesting there. Do you see Ramirez chatting with Rodon? And there's ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Augustin Ramirez to lead off the bottom of the fourth.
You got to start baby steps sometimes. Carlos Rodon, 7 years with the White Sox, had that 1 year with the Giants, and I mentioned now his 3rd year with the Yankees. They're still talking.
Yeah, they are. I think Rodon thought the 2-0 was a strike, and Augustin was telling him that it missed off the plate. Hernandez out in front of a slider. No balls and a strike on Heriberto. Rounded out to third, back in the first. Hernandez now hitting .308 on the season. Heriberto had a 6-game hitting streak snapped on Wednesday. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes after the 4-pitch walk to Ramirez.
Well, he's come back with a couple of nice pitches, good fastball, then crowded him with a slider.
Came back with that slider. Lopez on deck. Dane Myers to follow. Should the fourth inning get that far? No hits for the Marlins tonight. Rodon has issued 2 walks. And Hernandez was out in front of that fastball that time.
A lot of times when a hitter pulls a fastball in that manner, he usually doesn't see the same pitch.
Let's see what he gets here. I'm sure Carlos and Augustine have some type of rapport over the recent years in Tampa during spring training.
Saw a slider that time, and that wasn't one of the better ones.
Nice job by Heriberto that time. He just got a piece of it. Make sure you tune in to Golic and Golic, featuring Mike Golic Sr. and Mike Golic Jr. weekdays on FanDuel Sports Network, bringing the heat with bold takes and big personalities, as well as some of the biggest names in sports. Don't miss the action weekdays 3 to 5 only on FanDuel Sports Network. Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer will join the guys on Monday.
When are they going to get you on that show, Kyle?
I've been on 3 times. Never. It's okay. Great program. 2-2 on Hernandez.
Actually, I think Chris Siegel, the young umpire, has done a pretty good job back there.
I think Wells has stolen a couple, but all in all, very good eye behind the plate tonight. The 8th pitch to Hernandez from Rodon, and here it comes. Low ball 3.
Marlins are having a better approach the second time around. We've seen some good takes on the slider. So some good ABs between Augustine and now Heriberto.
Could put Ramirez in motion if you want to try to stay out of a double play. He's not going, and the 3-2 is ripped foul.
I think if there was no score, maybe it was 1-0, you might do that, but you'd hate to run yourself out of a situation with the score 3-0.
Middle of the order coming up.
Yeah.
Chance to scrap and claw a little bit here, get yourself a run back. So the next pitch now from Rodon will be number 10. And again, the 3-2 is called. Strike 3 at the knees. Rodon just did get a piece of the bottom of the strike zone. That's his 5th strikeout of the ball game.
Yeah, it took a perfect pitch with the kind of at bat that Hernandez was having. That pitch just clipped the lower part of the zone.
So 5 strikeouts now for Rodon, who's recorded at least 7 in 13 of his 22 starts this season, including 8 or more strikeouts in 10 of his starts. He is a strikeout machine. Here's Otto. Dean Myers on deck. He nearly hit a homer back in the 2nd. Lopez hitting cleanup for the 10th time this season for Clayton. 3-0 Yankees here in the 4th with Ramirez at first. Lopez able to lay off of that slider that time from Rodon. Otto hit .228 in July with a .297 OBP. There goes Ramirez. The pitch is low and a stolen base for Augustine standing up.
Yeah, we've seen him do that occasionally. He just got an unbelievable jump. A little walking lead, and then once he saw Rodon go to the plate, there wasn't a play at all for Wells.
So an RBI opportunity now for Otto, who's got 55 driven in this season. Count 2 balls and 1 strike on Lopez.
See what that stolen base does too, Kyle. It increases the batting average of Otto Lopez. Hitting around 250, but hitting 340 with runners in scoring position.
looks like darn near every single Marlin. 3-1 coming. And he watches strike 2. Well, they are making Rodon work a little bit here in this 4th inning. That's already 67 pitches now tonight, which is probably a little bit more than you'd like at this juncture of the game, if you can keep it to around 15 pitches per inning. So they're making him sweat a little bit. And another 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts.
Well, he stays with that 4-seamer. That's the pitch he was able to get Hernandez on. Got him with the good fastball, taking that a swinging strike. But when he gets that 3-2 situation, he's gone with the 4-seamer.
So after the leadoff walk to Ramirez and the stolen base, back-to-back strikeouts, one looking, one swinging by Hernandez and Lopez. Ooh. Rodon's got to deal with Dane Myers.
Dane just missed a pitch last time up. Fly ball to the warning track in center. Just got under it.
He got off the schneid in Milwaukee with a big homer. 3 for 18 on the road trip. 0 for 1 tonight. These are the spots in a ball game right here. You could use one of those big blows. Maybe get into one this time. Make it 3-2.
And you'd love to get in. Well, I want to say get into that Yankee bullpen, but it's a whole different look.
No kidding.
Because their bullpen the month of July had an ERA over 6.
And there goes Ramirez, taking off for third. We saw him steal third on the road trip as well, and Augustine Ramirez has stolen a pair of bases here in the 4th. Came into the night with 3 stolen bases, and he's got 2 here in the inning.
Well, he's saying to himself, if they're going to give it to me, I'll take it.
Why not? Rodon wanted that strike call as well, but he didn't get it from Chris Siegel. And now Austin Wells is walking out towards Rodon.
Augustine Ramirez maybe saying to Rodon and the Yankee organization, you guys didn't know I had this kind of speed.
Well, look at the reinforcements on their way and already here with the Yankees. David Bednar from Pittsburgh, Jake Bird from Colorado. Marlins familiar with both. Jose Caballero went from one dugout to the other and on a different plane down to Miami yesterday. Camilo Doval comes over from the Giants. Austin Slater came over from the White Sox, and in recent days Ahmed Rosario and Ryan McMahon acquired as well. Busy deadline for Brian Cashman. Reinforcements for Aaron Boone, who have aspirations of getting back.
Aaron Boone had to introduce himself to a whole bunch of new players.
Yes, he did. Here's a look at tonight's Toyota trend for you. The most trades made yesterday.
Yeah, the Twins got rid of everybody.
Tigers made 7 deals.
Padres did a good job. Seattle Mariners did a good job.
Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah, receiving Suarez. They got Josh Naylor. And
Suarez got a huge ovation last night at T-Mobile Park.
I bet.
3-1 to Myers. This is the 3rd consecutive Marlin that has now worked the count full.
Okay, now I wouldn't bet on it. You can't guess on it all the way, but every time he's gone 3-2, what's he gone with? That 4-seamer. See if he stays in that pattern or if he goes slider.
25 pitches here in the 4th for Rodon. Ramirez at 3rd, and the 3-2 was a fastball that misses low.
Yeah, that wouldn't miss. He went with it, and each time he's kept it low. That one was a little out of the zone.
Still no hits for the Marlins tonight. They have drawn 3 walks. And here comes the All-Star Stowers. Second walk in the inning. A couple of stolen bases for Augustine.
Boy, and Kyle Stowers has continued that good trend of hitting left-handers. Right around 290 against left-handed pitching.
Swing and a miss.
Do you realize Kyle Stowers came into this game tonight with a 298 batting average? That's 3rd in the National League.
He's having a great year. Trying to get a big hit here in the fourth. He's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. A walk, a pair of strikeouts, another walk. Now it's 0-2 on Kyle. He was 6 for 17 on the road trip with 2 doubles and a homer. Rodon punched him out back in the second.
A couple of all-stars going at each other here.
Carlos Rodon, a third-time All-Star this season, but his first time as a Yankee. He had previously made the All-Star team with the White Sox in 2021 and the San Francisco Giants in 2022. And Stowers waits on the 1-2. And he swings and misses, strike 3. So 7 strikeouts tonight for Rodon, and the Marlins leave a pair here in the fourth. Well, again, make sure you join us on Sunday. Marlins going to honor their World Series champion manager, Jack McKeon, going to get inducted into the Marlins Hall of Fame. Plus, take home a commemorative baseball card bobblehead presented by PNC Bank. Get your tickets at marlins.com/tickets. It's good marketing. Jack going into the Hall in Game 3 of this weekend series against the Yankees.
Yeah, I think it's only befitting.
Here is Ryan McMahon to lead things off for the Yankees, who lead 3-0 in the fifth.
See what kind of an inning Jansen Junk can have to come back after giving up the 3-run homer to Stanton last inning.
See, 3-run 3-hit top of the fourth. McMahon in the air to right center field. First chance for Marcy today. He's got it. 1 away. Let's check in with Kelly.
Hey, Kyle, I was chatting with Sandy Alcantara before the game. He was one of many players happy to remain here in Miami after the trade deadline. Sandy said yesterday was really hard for him. He was constantly checking his phone, and he kept seeing his name pop up in those trade rumors. But once it was confirmed that he was staying here in Miami, he said he was thrilled. He said the pitching staff has been so fantastic as a whole. He's really confident in the way he's been coming around these last couple starts, guys. He said after the chemistry of this group, he said you can see it the second you step in the clubhouse. It feels completely different than what he has witnessed in the past, guys. So again, a very happy Sandy Alcantara to be here in Miami.
Yeah, Kelly, I bet Yuri was happy as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Crazy day yesterday.
It's a close-knit staff. You know, you have guy Edward Cabrera, and you know we saw the rehab of Yuri Perez coming back from Tommy John. How close to the hip he was with Sandy all the time.
You know, for a team that's 3 games under 500, you could kind of just sense earlier today they were thrilled to have the trade deadline come and go. And just to be able to give this thing a shot together. It is a team assembled by Peter Bendix that has become very close over the year. And they have formed a bit of an identity hut, and they're starting to learn how to win some games. As Volpe bounces that into left. 4th hit of the night for the Yankees. 1-out single. And let's get you a message here from Leon.
At Leon Medical Centers, we guarantee you can see your primary care physician within 24 hours and a specialist within a week. Call now.
Big crowd on hand to take in Game 1 of this 3-game weekend series tonight. There's Austin Wells, the catcher. It's up towards the rafters. It's a big league pop fly right there. And there's 2 away. And back we go to the top of the order.
You know, it's one of the things, and I thought about it when Jacob Marcy caught that fly ball to start this inning off the bat of McMahon. You think, well, it's just a fly ball. He's caught thousands of those. But in the minor leagues, you don't have 3- and 4-tiered stadiums. You're not used to looking up and seeing what you see at a major league stadium.
Or roofs ever?
Or yeah, that's right. Last I checked, Jacksonville, they don't have a roof.
You could use one in the summer months. If you don't already have it, make sure you scan the code right there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen to learn how you can get FanDuel Sports Network your local home for Marlins baseball all season long. 3-0 Yankees. We're in the top of the fifth. Man at first with 2 outs, and that man takes off. And no throw down to second. Volpe with his 13th stolen base of the season.
You know, I think Augustine wanted to throw it. I don't think he had a good grip. And so wisely he hung on. He came up and watch. I think he wants to throw. Yeah, he just didn't have a grip. You can see the ball kind of rolling around his fingers.
That he may have also seen the jump that Volpe got at first. That was a situation there. If he sailed that into center field, worst case scenario, Volpe goes to third. But remember, in St. Louis, he had thrown that ball down the left field line. And you do wonder, as he continues to develop as a catcher, how much he'll be cognizant, game, situation, when to turn it loose, when not to.
Boy, the game, the score, the scoreboard. I remember years ago, an old manager always said the scoreboard will dictate what you do in the game a lot of times, most of the time. So, yeah, if it's 3-0, you're trailing. You don't want to give them another opportunity.
Right.
You saw the kind of jump he had.
1-2 coming. And now that Nick Fortes has been traded to Tampa Bay, this is on the shoulders of Liam Hicks and Augustine Ramirez the remainder of the way for the Marlins behind the plate. There's another 1-2 from Junk to Grisham. It was blocked nicely by Augustine. Well, Junk needing a big out here in the fifth. Grisham hitting just .207 this season with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Changeup missed outside, ball 3. '81st pitch of the ball game coming up for Junk. Infield back, and they play Grisham to pull. Volpe with speed at second, and we'll do it again.
Good 3-2 pitch. Curveball had Grisham out front, but he stayed alive.
Of the first 4 pitches here to Grisham were fastballs, and a steady diet of breaking balls and changeups since. Here's your infield defensive alignment. 3-2 runner at second, 2 outs in the fifth, and the pitch got a piece of Ramirez, and Grisham stays alive.
Yeah, last 2 pitches. Grisham has been able to foul off, and that one caught a piece of Augustine.
And that piece was not protected. That was upper right portion of the leg. 3-0 Yankees, who got a big 3-run home run from Giancarlo Stanton in the fourth. Junk trying to work out of this fifth with Volpe at second and 2 out. And the next pitch here to Grisham will be number 9. And there's ball 4. So a walk to Grisham, and here comes the rookie Dominguez.
Yeah, a rare walk by Jansen Junk, just his 6th walk of the season.
First of the night. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Yankees. Schlittler versus Perez tomorrow. Our coverage will begin promptly at 3:30. Sandy chatting with Yuri. Line drive. This is trouble, center field, and a base hit. 4-0 Yankees here in the fifth. It's a tough offense.
Yeah, and so far, Jansen Junk has gotten hurt with a couple of mistake pitches. That curveball out over the plate up a little bit too much. Dominguez, first pitch he saw, doesn't waste any time. And then remember the home run that Stanton hit was a hanging slider. So Dominguez taking advantage, Yankees taking advantage of a couple of mistakes.
There is Bellinger, who's 0 for 2 tonight. But he has also hit a couple of towering fly balls foul deep down that right field line.
Yeah, we're talking about the start that Bellinger had with the Dodgers, winning that MVP. First 3 seasons in the big leagues, he hit 111 home runs. The last 6 years, he's hit 105.
Taking a look here at our Baptist Health matchup tonight. Look at the OPS this season for the Yankees on the road versus righties overall, and with 2 strikeouts, or with 2 strikes, I beg your pardon. They are the best in baseball. Runner takes off from first. The sweeper misses in the dirt. It'll be a stolen base for Dominguez. It's his second of the night. Now he's got 18 this season.
All of a sudden, the Yankees have their running shoes on. 3 stolen bases in the game.
Good now for 78 on the year. 2 by Dominguez, and the 1-2. It's ripped foul.
You mentioned it earlier, Kyle. It's probably a part of the Yankees offense that people don't talk a lot about, the stolen base.
They do a pretty decent job of staying out of double plays. They can run, they can slug. And they don't just slug, but they're also 8th in average in baseball coming into this one tonight, hitting .252 as a team. Give them another. Myers comes up firing. That one will go all the way to the backstop. Now it's 6-0, and this one's getting out of hand.
Boy, we've been talking about different hitters and their success here at Lone Depot. Cody Bellinger is one of those. An OPS near 900 in this ballpark. 12 extra base hits, 6 home runs, but a big single right there. Then a mistake by Dane Myers. He's got that strong arm, and sometimes when you have the strong arm, you think you can throw everybody out. But he just totally airmailed it, and that allowed Bellinger to go to second base.
The Marlins pitching staff had not allowed a run over their last 19 innings coming into this ball game tonight. Valente Bayoso loosening the bullpen for the Marlins, who may very well need multiple innings from the Mexican righty here this evening. Here is Stanton, who tattooed one into the seats above the Marlins bullpen and left back in the 4th. That was just an inning ago. Tough sledding coming back home for the Marlins tonight. A place that they have not played well at all this season either.
Yeah, it's interesting the different numbers the Marlins playing at home and playing on the road. I mean, you pointed it out there. A couple of games over 500 on the road. Their batting average is close to 20 points better. Slugging percentage higher. OPS is higher. By the way, you mentioned Stanton tattooed that ball. I think it left an imprint on a seat out there as well.
Well, he's done that a few times here at Lone Depot Park over the years. Back in the 4th, that was his 2nd career homer against the Marlins, his first as a Yankee back home here in Miami. There's a swing and a miss, and the inning is over, but the damage is done. The Yankees get 3 more, and they lead 6-0. So Rodon has now recorded at least 7 strikeouts in 14 of his 23 starts this season. Fastballs and sliders. Getting through this one tonight.
You know, he's been pretty consistent this year too. He was 3-0 in May. That was his best month. 2-2 in June and 2-2 in July.
Yankees have lost each of the last 5 road games that he has started. That goes back to June 1st. He's back in this at bat with Wagaman at the plate. The count is full.
See if he stays 3-2 4-seamer.
He went 3-2 to 3 guys there in the bottom of the 4th, and every time he went with the fastball. Striking out Hernandez and Lopez and walking Myers. 3-2 coming. And he goes with the fastball that's lined into left field for the first hit of the night for Miami.
Man, I wish I could have guessed that good when I played.
You'd still be playing.
But he went with the 4-seamer again.
Hits. Major League Baseball news and notes. Look at the notable trades made at the deadline yesterday. Carlos Correa waived his no trade clause, said it was the only place he'd go back to. Went to Houston. Mason Miller to the Padres. Merrill Kelly to the Rangers. Johan Duran was traded to the Phillies. Helsley to the Mets. Mike Yastrzemski, after a long career with the Giants, went to the Royals. Brian Hayes had a big night last night for the Cincinnati Reds. He made an error at third, but he also hit a homer.
He had a 3-run shot in that crazy game. How about that game?
Unbelievable.
The Braves scored 8 in the top of the 8th to go ahead 11-3, and Cincinnati came back with 8 in the bottom half of the 8th.
Those two teams combined for 23 runs on 30 hits. Then they played earlier today, like this morning. Cincinnati won that ball game 3-2, and that's because after the ball game earlier today, I mean, I guess it was a 12 o'clock start or whatever it was, but they flew to Bristol, Tennessee, where they are playing at Bristol Motor Speedway tomorrow night. And then it'll be the rare Sunday off day for the Braves and Reds.
You know, the Mike Yastrzemski one kind of snuck by me. I didn't see that one. Of all the trades that I wrote down,
he put out a very heartfelt message to the San Francisco Giants fan base, one that has supported him, saying something to the effect of, I grew up as a kid, found my wife here and my children here. That, you know, it's very emotional for guys, which is why, you know, Kelly was telling us earlier about what Sandy was saying earlier today. You know, these guys gave me an opportunity as a little kid, I think is exactly what Sandy was said, you know, back in 2018. And, you know, here I am 7 years later, trying to once again find my footing in the major leagues. But he's on a nice roll lately. You know, look, the bottom line too yesterday, amongst all the Marlins that were reported to be on the hot seat, you could say, Peter Bendix stood pat, mainly because all of these pieces are under team control. This is in the air down the right field line, twisting towards the corner, and gone for Javier Sanoja. That's his second of the season. This one to the opposite field, and it's 6-2.
Well, the little guy's got some pop the other way. Javier Sanoja going oppo. His last home run was, I believe, middle of April in Philadelphia, April 20th, I think.
That was a big home run at the time against the Phillies.
Out over the plate, stays right on it. Look at the eyes following it. Right now he's stay fair, and it did.
So it's 6-2 here in the 5th, and here is Jacob Marcy for the second time in the big leagues. I think that was a little shock to the system there for Carlos Rodon. Strike 2 on Marcy, who drew a walk in his first ever plate appearance in the major leagues back in the 3rd. Family back on their feet. Just called strike 3. Run away here in the 5th. Back to the top of the order we go.
Boy, number 8 for Rodon. And he just, I guess the term you hear, he carved up a young hitter and just made perfect pitches. And he would have carved up a veteran hitter with those pitches, too.
You'd probably be able to speak to this pretty well. And there are professional sports leagues that have some semblance of a minor league system. But they do say amongst all big professional sports, there's no bigger jump than from AAA and professional baseball, excuse me, to the major leagues.
I would not doubt that at all.
It'll be a learning curve, but they are really high on Marcy. Back to the trade deadline yesterday. 63 players ranked among their previous organization's top 30 prospects changed organizations. Dating back to last Friday, 63. The Padres are going to end up plucking some guys from independent ball to get their way through the rest of the year.
They went through their system.
Oh my goodness.
Making the deals that they made.
6 of their top 17 prospects were dealt yesterday. Detroit added 7 pitchers.
I think the Mets did a pretty good job getting center fielder Cedric Mullins, helping out their bullpen.
Phillies and the Mets were throwing haymakers there on deadline day and on Wednesday, shoring up the back end of their bullpens. Though the Mets concerned about their offense, trailed 2-0 at home tonight to the Giants in the 7th. Where's Juan Soto? Lindor, Alonso.
You know, the Mets get Gregory Soto, Tyler Rogers. How about the Twins getting, not the Minnesota Twins, the Twins?
Oh yeah,
getting traded on the same day.
It's a wild couple days for Taylor Rogers, who went from Cincinnati, who they're lingering, to the Pirates, where you're thinking, phew, I can make my October plans. But wait, there's more. We're dealing you to the Cubs. You're going back to first place. There's ball 4 to Xavier Edwards and a 1-out walk. See, 4th walk of the night issued by Rodon. It's driving up that pitch count.
Yeah, I think if you go back to the 4th inning, Marlins didn't score. They drew a couple of walks. But they've really had good ABs against Rodon and made him work. Yeah, go a little bit more with the Mets. Ryan Helsley, they got him from St. Louis. Tyler Rogers, Gregory Soto.
Make sure you stay tuned until the 7th inning for the stretch, brought to you by Celsius. Matt Blake is out to have a conversation with Rodon, who's at 98 pitches. Marlins with some slug coming to the plate. Trying to crawl back into this game, one that saw them trailing coming into the bottom of the 5th inning, 6-0. Over the last 2 innings alone, Rodon has needed 50 pitches. After he needed 49 through his first 3. Jonathan Loaizaga is the one loosening out there in the bullpen for Aaron Boone. So here is Ramirez, who's got pop. And that's a tough call there. It's 0-1. Rodon might think about living out there if he's going to get that call.
Yeah, a lot of times the pitcher will do that. One last trade comment. I was really surprised that Carlos Correa went back to Houston, and they're going to play him at third base. And the Twins picked up quite a bit of the contract.
They traded nearly 40% of their roster as Ramirez swings and misses at a changeup. It's quickly 0-2. And, fans up there in the Twin Cities so upset that the organization released a lengthy statement to their season ticket holders this morning. 0-2 the count on Ramirez. Marlins do have 2 home here in the 5th. Pitch to hit right there. Remember, Ramirez and Rodon had that little banter back in the 4th with one another.
I think friendly banter. I think it was.
Yes. All in good fun. Ooh, baby.
That's what to me has been impressive about Agustin Ramirez. His swing, because of that follow through, the helicopter type follow through, looks like it's big, but when pitchers try to come inside with heat, he can still get to it.
I think you're referring to the Dan Uggla finish.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it's a big swing. Yeah. And Dan Uggla could get to that fastball in too.
Yes, he could. Let's see if Ramirez can get to one here in the 5th. No. It's 9 strikeouts now for Rodon. And Aaron Boone going to let him try to get himself through this 5th inning to be in line for a victory. That would be his 12th of the year.
Well, he just flipped maybe his nastiest slider of the night to pick up that strikeout.
There's Heriberto Hernandez. Now down 6-2. Would you think about having Edwards try to steal, maybe get a 2-out base hit, make it 6-3, or what's the situation?
No,
I
think if you had another pitcher, a right-hander maybe, but in watching Rodon, he'll slide step, he'll give you a higher kick. There's a little higher kick. So he changes it up, and he's not easy to steal.
Gotcha.
Against. I think in the case of Augustine, when he picked up the steals, he just got unbelievable jumps.
So 2 men out here in the bottom of the 5th with Edwards at first. Javier Sanoja has hit a 2-run home run to the opposite field here in the inning. And there's ball 3. You've got the right-handed hitting Otto Lopez on deck. How much farther, the question is, does Aaron Boone let Rodon go if he loses Hernandez here? And he lays off a 3-0 fastball that misses inside, ball 4. So another walk issued by Rodon. And here comes Aaron Boone. Now he's going to pull Carlos Rodon out of this game, and Rodon is
not going to
have
be
a chance
happy
to win it.
He's not going to be too happy.
It's 5 walks, and Aaron Boone's going to take him out, and you can see the frustration on the veteran lefty's face. 6-2 the Yankees lead here in the bottom of the 5th, but the Marlins are chipping away. Standing room only out there in the bullpen bar and grill tonight. Marlins trying to crawl back in this game. They've got 2 runs home here in the bottom of the 5th thanks to Javier Sanoja, who collected himself a 2-run homer. Here comes the 30-year-old right-hander out of Nicaragua, Jonathan Loaizaga, on for the Yankees here to make his 30th appearance of the season. Well, Carlos Rodon probably not totally thrilled with the way this went. 4 2/3, 107 pitches. 5 walks, 9 strikeouts, 2 runs, both earned 2 hits, including the homer. So here is Otto Lopez facing Jonathan Loaizaga, who kicks and fires.
A lot of good 2-seamers and sliders from Loaizaga, and a guy that Boone is counting on to throw strikes. In his last 29 outings, he's issued a walk in none of them. In 22 of the 29. So he's been throwing strikes.
Oh, he hit him.
Except for that pitch, and hope Otto is okay.
Oh, goodness. And now painfully the Marlins have the bases loaded. And immediately Lopez was running around in pain.
And this is one that you really, it is so hard to get away from a pitch in that area. Oddly enough, if it's up a little higher, shoulder, head high, you can spin out of the way. But right in that area Tough to move out of the way. This ball just keeps boring in on him. Nowhere to go. Forearm, right forearm. Caught some of the elbow. Otto's tough.
Oh.
Otto's tough.
That'll leave a mark. And immediately, sometimes guys will tell you, I don't know if it went numb, if it hurt, I don't know what happened. All I know is I got walloped. All right, well, here comes the tying run to the plate. And instead of it being Dane Myers, it's going to be Liam Hicks to hit. So Clayton McCullough going to his bench. He's got two more lefties available in Johnston and Pauly. The right-handed bat on the bench tonight for Clayton is Jack Winkler. 2 runs home for the Marlins here in the 5th. Hicks pinch hitting for Myers with the bases loaded and 2 out. These are the situations the Marlins have come up so clutch in this season. First pitch to Hicks. Right down the middle at 98 for a strike, 0-1.
Boy, and especially Liam Hicks. We've talked about it all year. Comes into this AB 353 with runners in scoring position. OPS over 1,000.
He is, however, just 1 for 14 pinch hitting. That's cued foul, and it's 0-2.
You know, one of the worst things. I mean, there are a lot of things that are bad when you pinch hit, but when you get down 0-2 quickly, because when you pinch hit, you hope you can see a lot of pitches, get an idea what Loaiza gets throwing, what he has, how his ball moves. But all of a sudden, Liam is down 0-2. He's got to be ready for anything.
Bases loaded for the Marlins, 2 away. And the 0-2. Now, one thing we know about Hicks, he's a really pesky hitter. He doesn't go down quietly at all. And Edwards at third with Hernandez at second. And Lopez, who was hit by the pitch moments ago, at first. Oh, he just got a piece of the changeup.
That's a top pitch for Loaiza along with his 2-seamer and slider. He's throwing 2 good ones in a row. And it's a hard changeup.
Throws that sinker nearly 60% of the time this season, which is actually down a little bit than where it's been in years prior. But he throws it a lot. Let's see what he does here. Again, the 1-2 coming. Ball 2. For a Rule 5 pick, boy, does he have a great eye at the plate. Two now. In the air, shallow center field, could be trouble, down for a base hit. That'll play to pair. Liam Hicks comes through in the clutch for the Marlins. All of a sudden, it's a 6-4 game here in the 5th.
And continues to hit the ball with runners in scoring position. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a line drive, a little bloop, and Liam Hicks comes up big. Got to change up. He'd seen a couple. Got it off the end of the bat. Found that nice little zone, the Bermuda Triangle out there in left center.
So after a 3-run top of the 5th, the Marlins have come back with 4 of their own here in the bottom half of the inning. And we'll see how quickly Aaron Boone's new revamped bullpen is put to the test here tonight. Here is Stowers. Hit hard. Oh, McMahon flags it down. He throws him out at first, and the inning is over. Let the Marlins get 4 here in the bottom of the 5th. Javier Sanoja with a big 2-run home run to the opposite field. A pinch hit 2-run single by Hicks. It's 6-4 Yankees as we go to the 6th. Well, the comeback is on here at Lone Depot Park tonight. It's 6-4 Yankees now as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Eric Wagaman stays in the game. He started at first. He'll go to left. And Kyle Stowers, who is in left, will go to right. Jacob Marcy making his debut stays in center. Liam Hicks, who had a big 2-out, bases loaded, pinch hit 2-run single, is in the game at first. Jazz Chisholm Jr. will lead off the top of the 6th inning, and the new pitcher for the Marlins is the right-hander Valente Belloso. His first offering is a fastball that misses low, and he goes out to kick some dirt out in front of the mound.
You know, we've talked about so much over the month of July what the Marlins were able to do and accomplish. The bullpen had guys like Belloso, Tyler Phillips at times, gave Clayton McCullum more than just the 1 inning.
Jazz to center field, hit it pretty good. Marcy's going back. He's got a room. 1 away. Hey, speaking of Mr. Marcy, it looks like Kelly's down there with the family tonight. Kelly?
That's absolutely right, Kyle. I'm here with his father, Ken, with his mother, Shannon. He's got his brothers behind me. I've got Mason behind me, and I've got Tyler over here. And the whole crew enjoying his major league debut. Ken, I'll start with you. Who do we got here with us? You guys have a whole couple rows.
Yeah, we have just friends and family, some coaches, childhood friends, some CMU players that he played with. Yeah, there's quite a few.
A lot of support here, guys. A lot of support at home. But I want to take it back to yesterday. Shannon, tell me, you get a FaceTime from Jacob. Did you think this was just a normal phone call? What was going through your head when you saw his name pop up?
Yesterday was kind of a weird day with trade deadline, and there was the trade. He got scratched from the lineup in the jumbo shrimp, and he, I think, had a little feeling, and then he called after and cried. We all cried.
He told us there were so many emotions. He told me before the game just how appreciative he was for both of you guys and all the support that he's had throughout his life to get to this moment. When you hear that and the appreciation he has, what are the emotions?
Well, I've got texts of 100 people sending me crying pictures, and it just makes me want to cry again. He's worked really hard for it. We've done a lot of long trips and lots of coaches and teams, and he did this. He did this.
These are tears, but they're happy tears. Ken, I want to ask you, when you think of his journey, he spoke so much about that before the game, and the journey it took him to get here, what do you think of?
Just like the perseverance he's had throughout any ups and downs he's had. He just been really grounded no matter what. His faith is built over the years, and it's really, really strong, and I just love that for him.
What was it like watching him take the field for the first time in a major league ballpark?
I mean, it's a blessing. It's a dream come true for him. It's a dream come true for us as well. So it was an emotional moment, but it was great. It was surreal.
Shannon, I'm going to ask you the same thing. When you saw him take the field for the first time, what was going through your head?
He did it. He did it. Like, he's worked so hard, and he always was kind of like, as much as people say they looked back and saw it a long time ago, he was kind of an underdog. He didn't go to the big school. He didn't have a ton of offers, and he's worked at it, and he did it. He did it.
Ken, before I let you guys go, at what point did you think that your son had the chance to make this happen?
I mean, I've always thought he had it in him. When he got drafted, and just that summer season, and then that first full season in minor leagues, I'm like, he's got a chance. Like, he can be legit. So I'm just super proud of him, and I'm excited for this part of his journey, this part of his chapter of his life, and we're all appreciative of it, and we're just happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you guys here. Congratulations to you both. Congratulations to the whole family. Kyle, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Kelly, for tugging at the heartstrings downstairs as Valente Belloso works a 1-2-3 scoreless top of the 6th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Marlins Team Co. LLC and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent to Marlins Team Co. LLC. Can the Marlins complete another historic comeback here at Lone Depot Park against the Yankees? A game that they once trailed 6-0 is getting a little bit closer, and there is a long way to go. Left-hander out of Braidwood, Illinois. It is Brent Hedrick who's on to pitch here for the Yankees, making his 14th appearance of the season. Comes to New York by way of the Twins, where he pitched in parts of 2023 and 2024.
You know, one of the things that helps a comeback is the kind of inning that Beozo had. Quick 1-2-3 inning, made some great pitches, got his offense back and ready to work.
A shutdown frame for Valente, who was on in relief of Jansen Junk, who struggled a little bit here tonight. So Marlins with 4 runs there in the bottom of the 5th. Eric Wagaman 1 for 2 tonight with a run scored. He scored in front of the Shinoha 2-run homer there in the 6th inning. So a question, Hud, is as old as time. Did the Marlins hit around in the 5th, yes or no? They sent 9 men to the plate. What do you think?
Yeah, they batted around.
Okay. You see, a lot of people would say no. You got to send the 10th man to the plate to hit around in an inning.
Semantics.
You know, another point to be made there in the bottom of the 5th. The acquisition of Ryan McMahon certainly paying off, who flagged down that screaming line drive, and he picked it on a hop off the bat of Kyle Stowers there in the 5th to end the inning. That ball gets by him. That's another run. It would be 6-5. Wagaman grounds 1-2. Ryan McMahon. And there's one away. And a quick word for you here from FPL.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long, training teams to act at a moment's notice. FPL, working for you every single day.
Here's Javier Sanoja, who hit his 2nd home run of the season and his 1st since April 20th in Philadelphia in the 5th. It's a 2-run home run off of Carlos Rodon. And he squares around and bunts one out in front of the plate, and to throw to first just in time to get him.
Wow. But that took perfect execution by Hedrick.
And at 6 feet 6 inches tall and 240 pounds, he got off the mound quick.
He did. He had to get his body in position to make the throw over to first as well. Picked up his target.
Really nicely done.
And got him.
2 quick outs for Hedrick here, who was claimed off waivers by the Yankees from the Twins on February 11th. Josh Simpson is loosening in the bullpen for Miami. And another chance for Jacob Marcy, his 3rd plate appearance in the major leagues. He has walked and struck out looking.
And so far, all of those appearances against lefties.
I told you Carlos Rodon went 4 2/3 innings in this game, allowed 4 runs on 2 hits, 5 walks, and 9 strikeouts. There's a called strike. The last Yankee to walk 5 and strike out 9 in a game. This is pretty amazing. Javier Vasquez versus the Rays on July 9th of 2004. Marcy pops this up. Foul territory, and Wells can't make the catch. And the family's going nuts.
They got life. Well, that's a ball that clearly, even though McMahon had a long way to go, he was there And even if Wells is calling for it, third baseman's got to call him off.
Probably a ball two if McMahon maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable.
I mean, McMahon is playing at the shortstop position, but he was able to get there.
Could have, yes. He's got a good glove. Another chance here for Marcy. Well, if this is how Jacob Marcy is going to conduct himself in the major leagues, seeing one pitch after another and making pitchers work hard, he's going to drive people nuts. He's asking for time, and it was granted. I am sure maybe he's got a little bit more feeling and feeling a little bit more grounded, but boy, does he see a lot of pitches. Another full count. And a new lease on life after that dropped pop-up by Wells. So a 3-2 from Hederick. This is up and in, ball four. Second time tonight that Marcy has drawn a walk, and the tying run has come to the plate. It'll be Xavier Edwards.
And doing it against some tough left-handed pitching, too.
That's impressive. You're right. That's a fabulous point.
Hey, by the way, speaking of impressive, we were just talking about him last inning. Mike Yastrzemski, home run, 2 RBIs tonight for the Kansas City Royals.
Good for him. Good for him. Next watch is a called strike. Well, former Marlin Trevor Rogers today pitched a complete game and was hung with a loss. 8 innings of 1-run ball to lower his ERA to 1.44, and he lost the game.
Remember earlier in the season we were talking about Xavier Edwards, who at the time was struggling hitting from the right side. He's brought that up. I mean, in his career he's a 270 hitter from this side. He's brought it up to over 250 now.
0 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored as he shoots that foul.
Of course, coming off a really hot month of July, 324.
With an 832 OPS.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's, you like that from your leadoff guy.
Heck yeah. Ramirez on deck, who would love a little revenge. He is twice struck out tonight. Always feel good when X is at the plate to find a way on base. And you also don't feel all that bad when he's behind in the count with 2 strikes on him. There goes Marcy, and the pitch is hit foul. We have been told that he is an extremely good base runner. He gets this little hop. That's that vault lead you talk about a little bit.
Yeah, he's got nice speed, sneaky speed.
Yeah, he can really.
47 stolen bases in AAA.
And making your major league debut, he has seen 17 pitches in 3 plate appearances tonight. 6 balls, 4 strikes. And another 7 balls. Stays put, and Edwards shoots one to right, but right at Bellinger, who makes the catch, and the inning is over. All right, Belloso will stay out there for his 2nd inning of work. Anthony Volpe leading things off for the Yankees here in the 7th. Who got 3 in the 4th and 3 in the 5th. And he tomahawks a sweeper into left. Down for a base hit in front of Eric Wagaman. Leadoff man aboard for the Yankees. Josh Simpson continues to loosen in the bullpen. Escape to the great life. The Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Lines are offering fans at this series a chance to win a complimentary cruise to Norwegian's reimagined private island in the Bahamas, Great Stirrup Cay. For each game, one fan will win a 4-day cruise aboard Norwegian Getaway next summer. Enter to win by visiting one of the 3 interactive escape hatch stations here at Lone Depot Park. Austin Wells 0 for 2 tonight, and he watches ball 1.
Got to be careful. Volpe picked up his 13th stolen base of the year last time he reached.
Three stolen bases tonight for the Yankees. So 5 men caught stealing by Agustin Ramirez this season, and now 46 stolen bases allowed. Wells at the plate, top of the order to follow. And Sanoha can't reel that in at third. Going first to third is Volpe. That's terrific base running right there. And the Yankees have him on the corners with nobody out.
What game of inches. You just talked about the ball Kyle Stowers hit his last time up to McMahon. That was picked by McMahon. This ball off the glove of Sanoha. You could see the frustration of Javier Sanoha, and because he got the glove on it, it slowed it up enough and allowed Volpe, who did run the bases extremely well, allowed him to get over to third.
And a tough spot here for Belloso. One of those situations right here too where you would love to find a way to wiggle your way out of this without allowing any runs to score. But you've also got to consider the fact you're only down 2, so if you can limit the damage here, you still have a shot here late. Could have gone either way.
Yeah, obviously you want to see Belloso get out of this inning, but you know, the other scenario, if he can get out of the inning just giving up the 1 run, you're still in the ball game.
Still lingering. It's a cute foul. It's one thing the Marlins have done really well this season. If you let them linger, they have had a propensity to find a way to get a big hit late. Let's see if Clayton McCullough's ball club can do it here tonight. He's the World Series champion in the middle of your screen, and the runner-up on the left. There's the infield defense, and a 2-1 count here with Grisham at the plate. He singled the right back in the 4th.
He's had a couple of real close pitches.
If you walk him, the bases would be loaded, but then you would have a force out anywhere. The count is full. That was a changeup that time at 83 miles an hour from Belloso.
But then you'd also have a couple of left-handers coming up that have swung the bat well, Dominguez and Bellinger.
It looks like Simpson has sat down. He had the lefty up and loosening.
Of course, Dominguez a switch hitter.
And then Bellinger to follow. Nervous times. Off the pole. It's a 3-run home run for Trent Grisham, number 19. And the Yankees have opened it up here in the 7th. And that may put a bow on this one, folks.
Well, you can peck away and scratch your way back, but the 3-run homers do damage. Change up. Grisham on the year, 19 home runs. We talked about it last year, hit just 9.
Well, about 3/4 of the way up that right field foul pole too. So a pair of 3-run homers tonight, and yes indeed, Hut, those will hurt you. Stanton had one in the 4th. And they also not happy. The Yankees fans getting loud here in Lone Depot Park. There's Dominguez, who singled in the 4th and then again in the 5th. Home road splits for the Marlins this season have been odd, in danger of falling to 24-30 here at home tonight with a loss. here's one thing. They have been fairly remarkably consistent amongst the National League East, Central, West, and Interleague play. They're 12-12 against the East, 15-14 against the Central, 11-16 against the National League West, but 14-13 in interleague play. As the 2-2 to Dominguez misses low, and the count is full. That's hit hard into right field for a base hit for Dominguez. His third hit of the ball game, third single.
Well, he's had some nice swings, some good ABs, a couple of runs scored, a couple of stolen bases.
Well, now in a 9-4 game, you'd think Clayton McCullough may ask Mayoso to wear this too. Already 3 runs home for the Yankees here in the 7th. That's 4 consecutive hits to start the inning. And here is Bellinger.
Not trying for a single on that swing.
No, he was in pursuit of his 21st of the season. Cody Bellinger tonight playing in his 40th career game against the Marlins, whom he's hit 10 home runs against in his career, while driving in now 26 after his 2-run 5th inning single. Well,
yeah, 6 of those home runs have been here in this ballpark.
A lot of guys don't mind coming to play here in Miami. There have been some renovations obviously here over the years, but walls have not been brought in any time recently, and I say that because the ballpark plays very fair. If you hit it well, it'll go, but you could also pitch really well and find a lot of success. 9-4 Yankees in the 7th. To center, Marcy's got it, and there's one away. And here comes Stanton. Giancarlo 1 for 3 tonight, hit his 9th home run of the season, a 3-run shot to open the scoring in the 4th. He's got 5 homers in his last 9 games, 8 in his last 17, and 9 in his last 21. Pair of 3-run home runs by the Yankees doing the damage here tonight.
Tell you, if not for all the injuries over the last few years, Stanton would be well over 500 home runs at this point in his career.
I agree with you. Got underneath that one. That was a sweeper from Mayoso. Another chance for Marcy, and there's 2 out. Action in the bullpen for the Yankees. It is the newcomer, a freshly shaven Jake Bird. He used to have a big old bushy beard with the Rockies. Some guys will go to the Yankees. And
Yankees did go lax a little bit on that. If it's kind of like yours, Kyle, if it's well trimmed, well groomed.
Broken background ball, right side, throw to first, not in time, base hit for Jazz.
Terrific effort by Xavier Edwards, but really not going to get Jazz. A dive by Hicks, he couldn't get it, and with Jazz's speed, he's able to beat that out easily. Good job, though. Good effort by Xavier Edwards.
You know, it's kind of amazing, Hunt, that when Devin Williams signed his deal with the Yankees, it was contingent upon, hey, kind of let me be me, and that age-old policy of making sure that you are clean shaven or you only abide by the mustache was taken off the books. And left some to wonder if Mr. Steinbrenner was rolling around
after the way Devin Williams started.
Yeah. There's a well-groomed Dominguez at second you just saw.
And by the way, even with a couple of the acquisitions of the Yankees, a couple of guys who have closed, Bednar being one. Aaron Boone said Devin Williams still my closer.
For now.
For now, yeah.
I think David Bednar is going to be just tickled pink to go from Pittsburgh to the Bronx, to the north side of town.
Might not be so tickled pink to come to Lone Depot.
Well, that's what I was going to say. He might have to have a sit down with Aaron Boone. That's catcher's interference on Ramirez. It happened on the road trip, and it just happened again here. Happened on the road trip with the bases loaded in St. Louis.
Just reaching a little bit too much, and you can see the
it's dangerous too.
Goldschmidt bat clip him.
Look at where the glove, isn't that amazing? Look at where his glove was when the bat made contact. It was sitting out on top of the plate. That's a remarkable view there we just had from behind the plate. I'm going to finish that thought on Bednar. He might need to sit down with Aaron Boone and say, hey, Skip, it's nice to meet you. I'm just letting you know, in 9 career appearances at Lone Depot Park, I've got a 7.04 ERA. If you don't need me this weekend, let's turn this puppy up in Texas.
I'm good, yeah.
Only in the case of an emergency. And remember, this season on opening day, it was Bednar who gave up the walk-off base knock to Kyle Stowers.
Yeah.
He allowed 4 runs on 4 hits with a homer in that series.
And it wasn't too long after his visit to South Florida that the Pirates sent him down
to Indianapolis. But he's been, unbelievable. Have you seen his numbers the last couple of months? He's been unbelievable. He's been like the shutdown all-star closer that the Pirates saw there.
So the Pirates got rid of him. They got rid of Key Brian Hayes. Talked about that big home run last night for Cincinnati.
Gotta see, what time do they play at Bristol tomorrow night? I want to see if I can catch any of that game. Oh, 7:15, and the Marlins and Yankees will entertain one another here at the Yard at 4:10. I can catch some of that. That'll be cool to watch. All right, here is McMahon, who's 0 for 3 tonight, but he did make one very, very nice play amongst a couple over there at third. He's part of that big 4-run bottom of the 5th inning. It prevented any further damage being done by the Fish. So 9 runs, 11 hits for New York, just 4 runs on 3 hits for the Marlins. McMahon to left center field. Marcy with all 3 putouts here in the top of the 7th. Let's head to the 7th inning stretch. It's brought to you by Celsius. Welcome to the stretch presented by Celsius. Live Fit Go. Earlier today, our insider Craig Mish talked trade deadline with the president of baseball operations, Peter Bendix. And Augustine Ramirez now will face Jake Bird, who's making his Yankees debut.
Yeah, after spending the last 4 years with the Rockies.
Augustine is 0 for 2 tonight with a walk and 2 stolen bases. Now, if you don't already have it, make sure you scan the code to learn how you can get FanDuel Sports Network, your local home for Marlins baseball all season long. Now I am left to wonder, Hunt.
Go ahead. Wonder out loud.
Colorado wrapped up a series on Wednesday in Cleveland. They had to fly home. They're hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. Did Jake Bird go back to Colorado and then fly here to Miami yesterday, or maybe even this morning?
He might have gone back to, pick up some personal things.
I saw, because we left St. Louis late Wednesday night, and both Stephen Matz and Phil Maton stayed behind. They said, you don't need to go. In all likelihood, you're going to get dealt. I guess in the event that you don't, we'll fly you out to San Diego late Thursday. Ramirez in the air to right field, pretty deep. Bellinger goes back, gives it a look. It's off the wall. Ramirez thinks he hit a homer, and he's going to have to settle for a single. That's a long single there.
Yeah, I never thought he hit it as far as home run distance. He hit it well. Let's see what he thinks.
Yeah.
Either way you slice it or dice it, he probably isn't going to get to second base anyway, because look at how Bellinger plays it. Right here, has it, turns and throws.
So a single for Agustin Ramirez. And now Hernandez spins out of the way of a single. Locked him up. This is the third time this season that Bird is facing the Marlins. His first, obviously, with the Yankees. This is his second time to Miami. He pitched twice for the Rockies in that series in the beginning of June. Tossed an inning and 2/3 of scoreless ball, allowed 2 hits. No walks, no strikeouts. Crazy to see him without the beard. Kind of an interesting delivery, don't you think?
A lot of times guys that come out of the bullpen, if they have just a unique difference, I'm thinking of Tyler Rogers and the way he throws, because as a hitter you're usually only going to see that guy one time, and if they throw some funk into that delivery, it helps.
The home bullpen for you. Kate Gibson loosening. So now that Jake Bird is with the Rockies, or with the Yankees, the Rockies would be the only team in his career that he's never faced. And amongst all 29 other teams he's ever pitched against, the Marlins are one of 3 teams he's never allowed a run against. And now 11 1/3 lifetime innings, over 10 appearances against the Marlins. So allowed 11 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. And that's ripped into left field. The base hit for Otto Lopez. Ramirez is around second. He wants third. Here comes a throw. It's cut off. Now a throw to second is not in time. See if they give Lopez a single and he takes second on the throw, or will they go double all the way?
Yeah, I thought he'd be going to second base all the way anyway because of where it was hit. And I was going to say it's good to see Otto back in there. Remember the last time he was hit on that right forearm or elbow. So, yeah, Dominguez going away from the play a little bit. So I thought a 2-base hit all the way, but there was some hesitation on the part of Otto.
They go double.
Good.
It's the 15th double of the season for Otto Lopez, his first hit of the night. And what do you know, back come the Marlins a little bit here, down by 5 in the 7th.
And here comes that guy Liam Hicks again.
With the bases loaded, 2 out, 2-run flare single to center as a part of that 4-run 5th. Jake Bird all of a sudden on the verge of allowing his first ever runs against the Marlins in his first appearance as a Yankee. Sweeper's in there for a strike. It's 1-2.
Yeah, sweeper is the primary pitch that he'll use. Then he goes sinker and curveballs.
Again, Hicks, though, has shown a terrific ability to handle the bat down in the count this season. Lays off a 1-2 curveball.
I think over the month of July or going back into mid-June, it's one of the things we haven't talked about as much. The kind of at-bats the Marlins have been able to put together. I mean, we've talked about the numbers and runners in scoring position, big base hits, but the kind of at-bats, the patient at-bats that make guys like Derek Showman and Pedro Guerrero happy.
Stowers is on deck. 3-2. He lost his thumb guard. Yeah. So Bird is pitching, and Yankees fans, hold your breath. Another newcomer, David Bednar, is loosening. Aaron Boone's like a kid on Christmas down there. Ball 4, he walked him. And the bases are loaded, and we'll see if it's Matt Blake or Aaron Boone to come out and have a conversation, or the removal here of Jake Bird. It's going to be Matt Blake. Yankees like to make it interesting, don't they?
Well, so do the Marlins.
And
this is what's been fun watching them over the last month and a half.
Seven walks tonight issued by Yankees pitchers. 5 by Rodon. One by Hedrick in the 6th, and now one here in the 7th, and the bases are back loaded. Now Stowers can find his way on base without recording it out. One way, shape, or form, the tying run is on deck. And it could be coming to the plate.
Blake Lally talking to Augustine. You and I had a nice conversation with Blake.
Yes.
Earlier today, talking about the aggressive style that he likes to incorporate as a third base coach. Put the pressure on the other team.
Rodon gave the ball to Loaizaga, who handed it off to Hedrick, who gave it to Bird for his first Yankees appearance, and he's in a boatload of trouble here in the 7th. Marlins really threatening. Wouldn't that be something if Aaron Boone brought on David Bednar to face Kyle Stowers again? Shades of opening day.
He may have heard you talking about it.
They're listening. Somebody's always listening. In the air to left, hit it pretty good. Dominguez back, track, wall, gone! A grand slam!
A one-run game!
And another grand slam to the opposite field for Kyle Stowers this season.
I always think about the one he hit against Mason Miller on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to left center. What a year it's been for Kyle Stowers.
And if you're keeping track at home, please note we're only in the bottom of the 7th. Down 9-4, now it's 9-8.
Middle of the plate, stays back and gets it just out of the reach of Dominguez. Number 24 on the year for Kyle Stowers. What a ball game.
It takes some real strength. Some real big boy strength. Close. Really close. But gone. We'll take a quick break. Here comes David Bednar when we return. Well, 32,299 in attendance on this Friday night in Miami, and what a ball game they've been treated to. Down 9-4 here in the bottom of the 7th For the second time tonight, the Marlins have scored 4 in an inning. A grand slam by Kyle Stowers has made it a 1-run game. David Bednar is pitching for the Yankees, making his Yankees debut as Wagaman bounces out to short for the second out of the 7th inning. Boy, what a game.
It's been an exciting game, fun game to watch. Fans are having a great time. There are the numbers on Bednar, and you talked about how, yeah, he got off to that rough start, was actually sent down to AAA, but lately he's put it together.
A lifetime 7+ ERA against the Marlins. Here's Sanoha in the air, deep down the left field line. Could be trouble. Tie game! Tie game!
There just might be a little something special about these Marlins this year. Come on now.
Javier Sanoha had hit 1 home run coming into this ball game this year, back in April. He's homered twice tonight.
You think these boys are happy they still get a chance to play together? And here's Marcy. Watch this. Presented without comment. The little fella muscled up.
He knew he got it too. He is fun to watch.
And the New York Yankees have imploded in the bottom of the 7th. And again, it's David Bednar who's unraveling in Miami. Bird gives up 4.
What do you think Jacob Marcy's thinking? What have I stepped into?
Look at the last meeting here in 2023. The Marlins won 8-7 after scoring 5 runs in the 9th. This is in the air to deep right center field. Marcy's on the board with his first big league knock. This kid can fly. He'll stop at second. That's where the go-ahead run is at. Then Mama Bear can cry again.
Yeah. Look at Clayton, got the ball. Hugs all around.
And now we go back to the top of the order for where the second time tonight the Marlins have sent 9 men to the plate. This time it's Edwards. In a base hit would give the Marlins their first lead of the night.
How about being on base 3 times, 2 walks, scorches this 2-base hit into right center field to the delight of parents, friends, and family.
And many more to come, young man. Oh, these Marlins are fun to watch. David Bednar must be out there thinking, what on earth have I gotten myself into again?
He's saying, well, I got the 4-seam and the curve and the split. What am I going to use here?
A grand slam and then a game-tying homer by Sanoha, his second of the night. Two and nothing is the count on Edwards. High chopper over the head of Bednar. Tough play. Volpe can't handle it. That'll be a base hit for Edwards. Oh, baby.
think it's a base hit all the way, but let's see if Volpe takes just a peek. The head lifted up, took a little peek to first base right there. I don't think he would have gotten him anyway. It'll be a base hit, but the inning stays alive.
And now it's the former New York Yankee Agustin Ramirez with a chance to haunt his old team, as the Marlins have hit around here in the 7th. 3 more 2-out runs tonight. Edwards takes off. Line drive! Left field for the lead! How good must that feel? These kids are awesome.
Second hit of the inning for Agustin Ramirez. Biggest one maybe for him this year against his former organization. And just like that, the Marlins take the lead. Bednar's not sure what to throw. With X on the move, he's able to go to third. Marcy's able to score easily. Yeah, this big league stuff's a lot of fun.
It is full-blown meltdown city for the Yankees, with a population of 26 down there in that first base dugout here in the 7th. And it's David Bednar with the New York Yankees, who's blown it here in Miami tonight as Lake Bachner's loosening in the bullpen. They win this, I'll never doubt them again. The Marlins have the lead. They've scored 6 runs here in the 7th inning, and it's still going. What a feeling for Ramirez. Popped him up. Foul territory. McMahon is over. So too is the inning. But not before the Marlins score 6 times here in the 7th to take a 10-9 lead. First it was the grand slam by Stowers. Then it was Sanoja who tied it. It's 10-9 Miami. Well, there are some fans that are left to wonder what on earth they just witnessed in the bottom of the 7th. Our new bullpen that has been revamped with all-stars and some top-shelf relievers coughs it up. 10-9 Miami, top of the 8th. Bachner's in. Volpe's at the plate. 97's at the knees for a strike.
This will be a big out right here. Volpe's been hot. Base hits last 2 times up. He scored each time.
If you're worried about such matters, Valente Belloso's in line for a win. I got to tell you, Hud, there are so many teams that would pack it in down 9-4 going to the bottom of the 7th, and they just refuse to do it. It's Javier Sanoja. He's now in left field, by the way, and Graham Pauley is on to play third. In another unbelievable comeback for the Marlins at home against the Yankees for the 2nd time in 3 seasons. Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. 2-2 coming from Bachner to Volpe. And just like that, we are tied at 10. 3rd hit of the night for Volpe, his 17th homer.
Did a big home run the other day against Tampa. Volpe's been hot, and it's that kind of game.
Back and forth we go. 4:21 off the bat.
Number 17 on the year for Volpe.
Telling that dugout, calm down. I got it. Oh, baby. Well, now that we're in this position in a 10-10 game in the 8th, somebody's got to lose, and this puppy's going to sting one way or another. Austin Wells watches a splitter for a strike. It's 0-2. Anthony Bender loosening now. And he wouldn't be eligible to pitch until Dominguez comes to the plate here in the 8th, and he will pitch, and he will hit. And slider just missed low. Oh, and Ramirez threw it to third. He thought it was strike 3 called, and that is not going to make the home plate umpire.
It's
Chris
not going to
Siegel
endear
happy.
yourself to a home plate umpire.
No, sir. Now it is loud in here. Ramirez may have thought he heard strike 3. And that was a ball. That slider did miss low. And now the 1-2 to Wells from Bakker. Got him. Fastball at 97, and there's one away. And the top of the order coming up here, the Yankees.
Now when Lake Bakker gets some movement on that fastball, it's got some life. And that one had some life.
Tied at 10 in the 8th. Volpe just tied it with a leadoff homer. And Grisham watches a strike. He's 2 for 3 at the plate tonight. Three homers for the Yankees, totaling for 7 of their 10 runs. 3 homers for the Marlins that have accounted for 7 of their 10 runs. 0-2 on Grisham now, who is hitting the ball hard here tonight. Marlins will have Lopez, Hicks, and Stowers due up in the 8th. JT Brubaker loosening in the bullpen for the Yankees. What a game. And more to come. 1-2. Popped him up. Paulie is there. 2 away. We've had 10 runs scored in the last inning and a half. This is an instant classic.
We love to be parts of a classic.
Now can they come all the way back and win it, is the question. And Dominguez way out in front of that splitter. Ooh, and he comes back with a fastball, 0-2. Brubaker, the righty, loosening. Bakker pitching for the Marlins here in the 8th. And the 0-2 coming is in the dirt. Now he had Dominguez way out in front of that first pitch splitter. You think at some point here he goes right back to it?
You know, it's a pitch he likes to use when he gets ahead, but if he uses it, especially to a guy who's got some power, you got to make sure it's out of the zone. Got to get him to chase.
He threw a splitter, went all the way to the backstop. 2-2 on Dominguez. He's 3 for 4 with 3 singles, 2 runs scored, and an RBI, and 2 stolen bases. He's doing it all at the plate tonight for New York. Yeah, the slider's in the dirt, ball 3. And you've got to be weary of Dominguez if he gets on base here, because he can steal. He's already got 2 stolen bases tonight and a team leading 18 on the season.
And a hot hitter on deck.
It would be Bellinger. Oh, he just got a piece of that sweeper. Now you have a bunch of new additions on the bench. Obviously, Aaron Boone's not going there here, but remember, you do have Caballero, who just came over from the Rays, Rosario from the Nationals, and Slater from the White Sox. 3 veteran righties available off the bench for the Yankees tonight. Tied at 10 here in the 8th. 3-2 coming. Hit foul.
Caballero's got some speed too.
That is a good point. And again, the 3-2 to Dominguez. Outside, ball 4. And the go-ahead run is at first base for the Yankees here in the 8th. And Anthony Bender still loosening. He's a righty as well. Would you prefer him to face Bellinger or let Bacher try to get out of this? What do you do? And that question has been answered. Bacher will try to get Bellinger with Dominguez at first with speed. The pitch. 96 in there for a strike. Our defender key defense tonight. Look at all the gold gloves for these Yankees. Goldschmidt, Free, Grisham, Bellinger, Volpe.
Yeah, the Marlins are going to miss Max Fried in this series.
They get Schlittler tomorrow and Heel, who will make his season debut on Sunday. And meanwhile, it's the Marlins who have come all the way back, down 9-4 to take a 10-9 lead in the 7th. But Volpe with a leadoff homer here in the 8th to tie it once again. Oh, 2 runner takes off, and the pitch is swung on and hit foul. Meanwhile, Bellinger will need a new bat. Shaved a piece of that wood off. It's a good bat too. Had a single in it tonight. Taking 2 to count to Belly.
Yeah, with that base hit, Bellinger now with a 6-game hitting streak.
And again, the 0-2. Called strike 3 at the knees. Fastball got him. Volpe ties it, and we're tied at 10 after 7.5. Well, get ready for an epic showdown when the Marlins take on the Astros beginning on Monday night. Get yourself some fan favorite deals like the 4 for $44 offering, $1 kids tickets, and a whole lot more. Summer's in full swing at Lone Depot Park, so don't miss any of the action. Get your seats today at marlins.com/tickets. Tied at 10 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and David Bednar will stay out there to pitch for the Yankees.
Kat, what'd you say? 32,299. I don't think a soul has left.
You're right. And look at those career numbers versus the Marlins for Bednar. An 8.64 ERA at Lone Depot Park as Lopez chases a curveball. Marlins did not have a hit in their first 15 plate appearances. They've got 10 in their last 24. Lopez, Hicks, and then Stowers to bat for the Marlins here in the 8th in a 10-10 game. 1-2 coming. So the 2 new Yankees have combined to allow 6 runs on 7 hits in 1 inning of work between Bird and Bednar. Lopez was on that fastball.
Yeah, he was. I don't think he'll see it again.
And again, the 2-2. Outside. Oh, no.
A few innings ago, we talked about Chris Siegel behind the plate. He'd been pretty solid. He's had a couple of missed calls over the last few innings, and he missed that one. That was off the plate.
And to be fair, the called third strike on Bellinger missed low and away as well. So let's call it even. Here is Hicks. Hicks originally pinch hit in this game back in the 5th. And the bases loaded and 2 out. He knocked home a pair of runs with a single. And he walked and scored on the grand slam by Stowers an inning ago. Good splitter that time from Bednar.
Yeah, he wanted to make it 11-10 with that swing.
And we might be trending in the direction where one more big swing wins it here tonight. Marlins got a couple in the 7th. It's been 20 runs on 22 hits in this game here tonight. And another newcomer. It's Camilo Doval, who's loosening for the Yankees. Marlins have seen him plenty over the years with the San Francisco Giants. There's ball 3 to Hicks. The risky run here is if Hicks gets on. You could have Troy Johnston run for him, who has better speed. But then you'd be in a predicament where Ramirez is your only catcher left.
Yeah, I don't think you pinch run in that situation.
That's hit foul. Hicks went upstairs and protected against 97. What a game. Got a piece of a splitter.
There have been some really good at bats on both sides. You know, when you look at this game, obviously there have been some big home runs and big base hits, driving in runs, but just overall some good at bats on both sides. Pitchers have really had to work tonight.
They're working hard for everything. And again, the 3-2 swing and a miss. Got him with that splitter. Bednar wins that battle. Here comes Kyle Stowers, who hit a grand slam in the 7th. He and Sanoha with big blows. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Here's a look at those homers.
And Stowers with the grand slam. We saw the replay, just nicked the glove of Dominguez. Just got out of here.
It was Stowers who beat Bednar on opening day. Here's the grand slam. Watch the outside of that glove. Oh my. They all count. Stowers has been as cool as they come this season. Started this game 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bednar to begin the 8th. The 0-1. Stowers chops one softly to first. A flip to Bednar, and they got him by a whisker to retire the side. Much easier 8th inning for Bednar this time. It's a little bit more relaxed outside of the ballpark tonight than it is inside of Lone Depot Park. Giancarlo Stanton coming to the plate for the Yankees to lead off the top of the 9th. Here was his 3-run shot off of Junk earlier.
Yeah, he got it on a slider that was out over the plate. Didn't do a whole lot. A lot of times you can beat Stanton with that fastball, but you have to keep it in.
So here is Bender facing Stanton. Sweeper misses, 1-0. Stanton finds his way on. It would take a lot for him to score because he does not run well at all anymore.
He will be pinch run for.
And there are plenty of options, including Caballero.
Yeah, that's who we'll see.
Bender just trying to get him out and get himself his first out. Now what do you do here? How do you go right back to that?
He's vulnerable to the heat in, or if you go off the plate now with 2 strikes with the big sweeper, he'll chase as well.
Let's see what Augustine dials up behind the plate. He's going low and away. Maybe another sweeper. Ooh. Sinkers bounced to third. Only got away with that one.
Yeah, he did. That ball came back over and got a lot of the plate.
I think it surprised Stanton. That thing was on a tee.
Yeah, hit it to the sure-handed Graham Pauley. How about some of the plays Graham made in St. Louis?
Oh. Machado-esque, Arenado-esque jump throw in foul territory behind and outside the bag at third. All right, one away. Big first out here for Bender in the 9th. Chisholm yanks one foul, 0-1. Jazz tonight in his return to Lone Depot Park, where he got a nice ovation early. He's 1 for 4, singled in the 7th. Boy, what a crazy game. Yeah, you think this one's crazy. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning in Colorado, and they've combined for 25 runs on 29 hits. It's called the Friday night at Coors Field.
Friday night special.
Sweeper just missed.
That was another missed call. So it's been a rough last couple of innings for Siegel. That pitch had a lot of the zone.
We got to get that one right. So the 2-2, it's 3-1. There's a swing and a miss. Jazz helped him out. The count is full. And we've seen plenty of that from Jazz. We just speculated what Bender would do in a 2-strike count with Stanton. Let's see what he does here in a 3-2 count to Chisholm. Made him look silly on a slider. Let's see if he goes back to it. 3-2. Struck!
Oh, beauty. Sweep it off the plate inside. The big sweeper from Anthony Bender.
We needed 4 strikes to retire Chisholm.
That pitch started middle of the plate and ended up off the plate inside.
Daniel Moskis is coming out to chat with Anthony Bender because Ben Rice, who's 1 for 9 as a pinch hitter this season, will pinch hit here for Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, Goldschmidt's had a rough night. 0 for 3, reached on catcher's interference, but struck out 3 times.
Looking ahead, but not too far ahead. Bottom of the order, Paulie, Sinohan, Marcy due up for the Marlins in the bottom of the 9th. Rice has to get out of the way of ball 1. Rice is a guy with power, a .230 hitter with 16 homers, 35 RBIs, and a .789 OPS for the Yankees this season.
Well, it's one thing the Yankees can do. They can load up with left-handed power. You know, with Grisham, Dominguez a switch hitter, Bellinger, Jazz, McMahon now that they have him, Wells.
He started the night with 6 lefties in the lineup. There's a called strike on Rice. 2-2, and Rice now the 7th lefty in the lineup right now.
You know, we saw the sweeper that he struck Jazz out on, started middle of the plate. That one started off the plate, came back and caught the outside corner. See if he throws the Jazz pitch. Sweeper in.
2-2. Into right field, down for a base hit.
He didn't go sweeper, he went fastball, didn't get it in far enough.
In terms of damage, not a whole lot done.
His fastball moves so much that probably started that pitch a little bit off the plate, and it came back and got a good portion of the plate.
Well, the one thing that scares you so mightily about these Yankees is the prolific power that they have, and now they're going to pinch run for Rice at first with Caballero, the former Tampa Bay Ray.
In this case, wouldn't think he's going to wait too long to go, but you got a lot of scenarios. If he goes, first base is open, can walk the left-hander, but it's been a hot night for Volpe. He's on deck. He's got 3 hits, a big home run.
Caballero leads the league with stolen bases this season with 34 after leading the league with 44 a season ago. Over their last 4 games, the Yankees have stolen 11 bases, 3 tonight, 8 in that series against the Rays. The 1-0 to McMahon. Swing.
And Caballero's dancing off first base. Could have walked to second. I'm not sure what he was thinking at one point. You get that look right there.
Doing a lot of standing around for a guy that leads the league in stolen bases. Throw to first. Almost got away from Hicks. Well, that's the second disengagement. If you know he's going to go here, and there's a real good chance that he's going to successfully steal the bag, would you throw over one more time to see if you can get him, Hunt?
The way he's been dancing off, I'd really think about it. Right there.
Oh, he had him.
Right there.
He had him, Hut. If he did it, he had him.
Yeah,
oh.
Because he's been doing that, and if he throws over, he gets him.
Oh, that's all they had to do was tell him to step off. He was a dead duck. Right there. Oh. Toast.
Oh. All right, just make a good pitch now to McMahon.
1-2 the count. Bender kicks and fires. Sweeper misses low.
McMahon not biting on that sweeper.
Season high 4 stolen bases tonight for the Yankees. Two and two the count. A lot of swing and miss at the plate. Here it comes. Those 8-0 wins are almost more enjoyable. Payoff pitch coming. Up the middle. Base hit. Yankees lead 11-10.
Getting a big hit from one of their new acquisitions. And if the score stands this way and the Yankees win this game, we're all going to look back on that situation when Caballero danced off first base and stole second. It's really tough for a pitcher in this situation to try to come back and make pitches after you've just given up the lead late in the game, and you got to make pitches to a hot hitter.
The Baptist Health post-game show will come your way next. There will be plenty to discuss. Greg and Ron.
Greg and Ron might have to have an extended version.
Yes.
With the way this game has gone.
I would agree with that. Yankees by 2.
Well, what a night it's been for Anthony Volpe. Young shortstop, 4th base hit. For a minute, I thought Marcy had it just out of his reach. Got a pretty good jump. Couldn't quite get there.
Well, big crowd here tonight. Pretty happy right now. Wells is 1 for 4 with a run score.
You know, they have gotten their money's worth, the fans here tonight.
Yes, they have. Runner goes. Throw to third.
Well, Anthony Volpe has taken a lot of heat over the last few weeks with some errors that he's made at shortstop. He's making up for a lot of it tonight.
Miami is challenging the safe call at third base.
Worth a shot here.
Might as well at this point, yeah. Hard to tell if the foot's on the bag. I think he got there. I think the foot was on the bag, the tag on the backside.
Well, we'll see. The Marlins go on to lose this one. It'll test your will to get off the canvas and out of bed tomorrow the way they've come back. But
it's tough to try to win games when you have to outslug a slugging team. And the Yankees certainly are that.
Well, after taking a 10-9 lead,
he got the foot there.
3 unanswered runs here for the Yankees late. All on the field was safe. And this whole thing has unraveled on Anthony Bender with 2 outs in the 9th. A single by Rice. The stolen base by Caballero. The RBI single by McMahon. And Volpe's having a heck of a night. He's 4 for 5. Taking a longer look at this.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes I know you and I get different angles, and I know they get different views and angles in New York. But sometimes it's amazing how long it takes for a play that looks like it should be decided quickly. So, Kyle, the longer the jury's out, you got a chance.
Yeah. Did his cleat get stuck in the ground, and was the tag applied? Did
After review, the call on the field stands. Runner is safe. Miami will lose their challenge.
Well, maybe this just sets the stage for one more Marlins dramatic comeback here at home against the Yankees. Anthony Bender has already thrown 28 pitches here in the ninth. To left center. The inning is over. The Yankees lead by 2. All right, Cody Bellinger goes from right field to first base as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Yankees lead 12-10. And Caballero, who scored the decisive run in this game, is in right. Aaron Boone said Devin Williams would be his closer, and he may very well still be his closer, but it's Doval, another new Yankee, who's on for the save.
Well, not tonight. He'll be their closer. Well, Duvall's got great stuff. He'll use his slider primarily, and his slider's close to 90 miles an hour, and then he has about a 98 mile an hour cutter. So those are the 2 pitches that he'll primarily use.
And if you're wondering why no Devin Williams, he hasn't pitched since Wednesday when he blew a save and threw 19 pitches. So he was off yesterday. You'd think he's well rested. Decisions for Aaron Boone. Just when he thought all this new help was coming, these new guys have combined to allow 6 runs on 7 hits in 2 innings of work. Here's another new guy. It's Doval. And Graham Pauley watches a strike.
That'll just give all the New York tabloids more to talk about.
Back page should be interesting tomorrow. Pauley hitting .218 this season. He's behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball to first. Bellinger with an underhand toss. 1 away. Here comes Javier Sanoja. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Sanoja with a pair of home runs tonight.
He's kind of gone line to line. That first one, Oppo down the right field line, tucked it into the corner, and then he pulled a shot a little bit further up for number 2. So 3 home runs on the year. Hit 2 tonight.
See if he can find his way on base and bring the tying run to the plate. I think after a 2 for 4 night, he might just get a start tomorrow. Jacob Marcy is on deck. He did not go. crazy game. 22 runs on 25 hits. Get down. And the tying run is coming to the plate for the Marlins. Sanoha's got his 3rd hit of the night.
Right now, the Yankees and probably most of their fans are saying, who is this Javier Sanoha guy? Drop down.
Little tiny guy that grew up idolizing Jose Altuve's playing like him tonight.
Yeah, he is.
Stand by. Don't cash those tickets yet. Marcy lays off a sinker. It was Marcy who collected his first major league hit with a double in the 7th. He's been on base 3 times tonight.
And we talked about Marcy's power. He had 14 home runs for Jacksonville.
He's got a determined look on his face. And if we've learned just a little bit about him here tonight, he is very patient at the plate. He's willing to work a walk. The 2-0. His heart must be pounding. Really want to run on Doval, you can. He's very, very long to the plate.
I just keep thinking, Kyle, what an arena Jacob Marcy has stepped into this evening.
You don't think he'll ever forget his debut, will you? Oh my goodness gracious! In the air and foul. Oh my goodness.
Oh, just got out a little too quickly on the slider. Oh.
Mom needs her blood pressure medication. Now the 2-2. Just low ball 3. What 9?
Either that or a Xanax.
Is it frowned upon to say a cigarette these days? What a game. And it ain't over yet. The count is full on Marcy, who can really run. Oh, he just got out in front of that breaking ball.
That's good, though. He's seen a few pitches now from Doval.
5 of them to be exact, and the count is full. Jeez. Handled himself like a veteran up there. Let's see if he can meet the moment. Ball 4. Edwards has come to the plate. I have to ask you.
Go ahead.
As aggressive as they've been all season, would you consider a double steal off of a guy that is so slow to the plate, Hut?
Well, it all starts with Sanoha at second. Doesn't matter about the speed of Marcy. He's just going to follow him. So a lot of times base runners will tell you it's easier to steal third, but because you got to get that big lead, it depends on how the Yankees play him, how closely they play him to the bag.
He is so slow to the plate, and you've got Edwards at the dish, who could absolutely get you a base knock. Volpe keeping a close eye on Sanoha. And that slider misses inside ball 1. That time he was a little bit quicker.
But the last thing you want to do is run yourself out of the game.
I know it.
And you got a guy up there who's going to make contact. Xavier Edwards has hit in 6 of 7. Had a great month of July, hit over 320.
To your point, he yanks one down the line. You're scoring anyway from first.
Ground ball through the right side. That's a base hit. Here comes Sanoja. Marcy on his way to third. The ball gets by. The ball gets by. The Marlins have tied it. Edwards will stop it third.
Or you can do just that.
Oh my God, what are we watching?
I think it was Jack Buck who said one time on an Ozzie Smith home run, "I don't believe what I just saw."
And it's Caballero, the newcomer.
Who just came in, a newcomer.
He's lucky he got leather on it, or else that would have won the game.
His head's up. He's not looking at the ball. He's looking at the base runners. Sanoja scores easily. It's really fun to watch Marcy run. He does. He scores. And X goes all the way to third.
Oh, my goodness.
Give me a couple of more looks like that. Come on, give them to me. Thanks for coming, though.
And again, the table is set for the former Yankee to win it. And now the Yankees, similar to what we saw 2 years ago with Jake Burger at the plate, are going to use a five-man infield. This is the same exact situation that we saw 2 years ago. And Burger yanked it to left field and he walked him off. This is unbelievable. The Yankees infield is in here in the bottom of the ninth. After a costly error in right, the Marlins with a chance to win it. And a sinker misses inside, ball one. What a moment. What a game. What a season so far for the Fish. Oh.
You talk about a game of ebbs and flows. Here's that flashback you were talking about. Jake Burger, five-man infield. Didn't matter.
Smoke him if you got him. You might not see another game like this all season. So the two newcomers in the bullpen have blown it. The new guy in right field who pinch ran to score the go-ahead run has blown it. And another new guy in Doval is on the verge of giving it up. A comeback in the making for the ages. The 2-1. Chopper out in front of the plate. And over! Edwards scores from third!
Have you had some fun tonight?
And as the great late Jack Buck would say, we'll see you tomorrow night.
What a game. Satisfaction for Clayton McCullough to see his ball club come back numerous times on a ball hit about 10 feet in front of the plate. The speed of X, he's able to score. It will be an infield base hit and a game-winning RBI.
The second pitch to Ramirez, remember he dribbled it just foul on the same swing. and a 3-foot dribbler out in front of the plate is how this one ends tonight on a night filled with so many huge homers.
You know what? We hope you've had a good time tonight. We'd like you to be with us tomorrow.
If you've got some time on your schedule, we would appreciate it. What a night for the Marcy family. What a night for Jacob Marcy, Hud. 3 walks, a double and a run scored in his major league debut.
You know, everybody picked everybody up. A team effort. The bullpen had a couple of fails tonight when they'd been really solid in the month of July. But the offense was able to come through and pick them up. How about the 2-homer night of Javier Sanoja? How about the grand slam of Kyle Stowers?
The former Yankee wins it. I cannot believe what we just saw here tonight. And the Marlins, by the way, are now 53 and 55 and within 2 games of 500 after one of the most improbable victories of the season. Kelly Sacco.
Guys, there were too many big moments. We couldn't pick just one. We're going to start over here with X in the 9th. How would you describe the way this unfolded?
A lot of good at-bats, a lot of quality at-bats on our end. Lucky error in right field, and just team at-bats across the board.
Kyle, you guys were down by as much as 6 here tonight. What does this win say about your team?
Yeah, we're just never out of it. Shout out to all the fans. The energy was awesome in here. That was a lot of fun.
You stepped up. Whoop. Kyle, we're going to get to Sanoja's second home run in a minute, but I got to start with you. Another grand slam for you. How do you continue to get things done in those big moments?
Just be on time and, you know, I don't know, control the controllables. Sho told me to just focus on the ball and not the moment, so that's what I tried to do.
After he hit a grand slam, you hit your second home run of the night. What were you looking to do in that moment? ¿Qué estaba tratando de hacer en ese momento?
Nada, fue a buscar un buen picheo, empatar el juego y bueno, emocionante por la victoria, agradecido por los fans que nos apoyaron y bueno, seguimos.
He was looking for a good pitch in that moment, guys. He got it, and he's thankful for the fans for appreciating him. Back to you guys.
Oh, my Lord. Unbelievable. Fabulous job, Kelly.
You know, pretty much we get left speechless at times. We're supposed to talk for a living. Sometimes we're left speechless, and we just get to enjoy watching a game such as the one tonight.
Remember one thing, how improbable that 2023 season was. Just keep it in mind. Thanks for watching tonight's game on FanDuel Sports Network in the CW33 South Florida. Make sure you join us tomorrow. We'll be on the air at 3:30 for a 4:10 first pitch. It'll be Schlittler versus Perez. The Baptist Health postgame show comes your way next. For Tommy Hunt and Kelly Sacco, and Eric Deli and John Sulzer, and for this entire crew, I'm Kyle Seeloff, signing off, saying good night.